TikTok? Is this what TikTok is? You move your head like
We're
this?
live, we're live, we're live, we're live.
Hey, we made it.
There was some
7:27, just like we promised.
technical difficulty.
Could be
Hi,
expected.
Misty. Hi, Jew Army. Hi, Dora. Hi.
I'll try and fix these.
I think that's
as
everybody.
we go.
Hello. How's everyone?
3 seconds, we're good.
Okay,
We're
3
lovely.
seconds. Good.
All right, I'm gonna focus on the actual live chat.
Okay,
Which
this
one's
is
the
King
actual
Mean,
website?
aka
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
Cool Guy, also known as Interways on YouTube.
Hi, everybody. Monkey checking in here.
Yep, and then this guy.
Eisen.
Is in.
Yep.
Use your thumbs, man. Point
Cypher here.
properly.
Ninja Bros.
Ninja Bros.
And
That
yeah,
was the
stuff.
most low-key intro we've ever done. Hey, Priscilla, what's up?
What's
Yeah.
up,
Hi,
people?
Priscilla.
Can't be helped, man. Can't be helped.
Oh, it won't be low key once we get down and dirty.
Oh, we'll get down and dirty.
Get down to the fun. Hello, Priscilla. How's everyone?
Dora wants Oreos. Double
We got
stuff,
some-
right? Double stuff Oreos are the best.
I don't know.
What other Oreo is there? Come on.
Testing. Can you guys hear me good?
Yep.
Yes.
Sound clear.
I'm talking to the chat.
Oh,
Dora said
Hi,
it's fun.
Narika.
Hello. What's up,
Narika
Narika?
Alia Angrani. I think I got that semi-decent. Decent enough.
Granny. Of course. Okay, so
that's also sad, but makes us feel good, Misty.
yes. That's
We
what
are
we're
here
for.
to make life
That's
better.
interesting. We are here
Oh, thanks,
to make
Dora.
life better. That's interesting. Considering we're here to spill tea as well.
Yeah, we are. to
Oh,
talk shit, too.
hey, I can't read Korean, but thank you. Thank you for posting in Korean.
I don't know why you
Can
want
someone
to
translate that real quick?
translate.
Oh, let me get my Google.
Because if
I don't
it's
even
an
know where my
insult,
phone is.
we'll get the explanation live. We'll get translation live if it's an insult. So we can all laugh.
Wow, it's red.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
forgot who I was. Thanks.
Yeah.
What's up, Skinny Legend?
Red might be too dark, maybe black. I mean,
Yes, hugs to Brazil.
red
Hugs
might be
to
too
Brazil.
bright.
Black is fine.
Oh, right. Hug from Brazil.
Anyways,
No, to Brazil. We're not.
by
in-
the way, get our Asia Core merch.
You got this. So that's the translation.
You got this.
You
What's
got
the
this.
translation?
You got this.
Goodbye, virtual hug.
Thank you for the
Virtual hug.
translation.
High five.
Good
Where's the
vibes.
show?
Virtual
Well,
hug.
that's-
Let's go.
You
Oh.
got this. Is the thumbs up emoji on YouTube.
Okay. That makes sense.
That person setting. If you see those two dots on each side of the word, that's the
Yeah.
emojis.
I figure something like that, but we never experienced this before. Having emojis being spelled out.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time, most of the time from previous weeks and stuff.
Yeah, well, it happens. So, y'all look fly as fuck. Yes, we do.
Wait,
Okay,
who
so,
said that?
Dora, you'll see it.
It'll
Oh,
show
we'll
up.
see.
Don't worry about it.
It'll Show up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
Sorry.
boy's spoiling things up there.
Ah,
Yeah.
Boom.
why?
So
He just
who
forgot
wants
to say spoiler alert.
Who
Right,
here
right.
wants to get down to the tea spilling? Spill the tea. Tea spilling.
Indonesia checking in. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Indonesia, Indonesian. I have a lot of Indo friends.
There you go.
Try that name one more time, King Mean.
Narika Alia Agrani.
Is that anywhere close to how it's actually pronounced? I think it might not have been bad.
I
That
tried.
might have been pretty good.
Yeah.
In any case,
We'll
continue.
never know. We'll never know.
Yes,
Yeah, as I was
Professor.
saying.
What is the topic of today? Explain.
It's in the title, but yes, the topic of today is
Well, I don't read.
the topic of today is
What's reading?
K-pop obsession is bad or can be bad. Any obsession can be bad, right?
Skinny Legend from Morocco.
Oh, Morocco.
Hello,
That's the
Morocco.
first time. Thank you.
We have
Oh,
20 people
oh.
watching right now.
From Malaysia. Hi, Malaysia.
We have 20
Malaysian.
people.
Sorry.
We have
Wawa
20 people watching
June.
right now.
Nice to meet
Thank you for
you.
joining us. Thank you for
22
joining
now.
us. So yes, Monkey.
Yes, good pronunciation.
about-
Thank you. Thank you.
K-pop obsession is bad. Okay? So we hope anybody that's joining us right now are prepared for, what's about to be laid down. So if you think about it, of course, at the end of the day, any obsession for anything is bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, if any over obsession towards anything, it can be bad, it can be unhealthy. But today, specifically for this podcast, is about K-pop obsession, and it can lead into a lot of, bad territory, a little toxic here and there, So it's understandable. It's a fandom that's made up of young people, right? So
They're very
young,
passionate about.
wild, passionate,
Very
energetic, a little strong on certain aspect and opinion and views. So sometimes they come off a bit, too aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Good pronunciation, King
There you
Me.
go.
Thank
King
you.
Nailed it.
Novika.
Nailed it. So yeah, the whole point of this discussion, there's gonna be some disclaimer, of course. So we're gonna drop down some disclaimer. We're not gonna mention any names or specifics.
Aww.
Not any name, but not any names. And
Except for never mind.
Except for never mind.
No, the reason why is because the focus is
It's
on
okay,
the topic,
Drew Army.
not on the
You're fine.
target. It's not on target. It's on the topic. That's the purpose. So you put a name, you're misdirecting the conversation. So the whole point is, for example, a lot of
Sorry,
you guys wanna
go
start
on.
before we start. Anybody want to start before we actually get to it?
Nope, all you, man.
You guys got nothing, no disclaimer, no,
Disclaimer,
hand.
I am a douchebag,
Okay,
and
just
sometimes I say
yeah.
stuff people will be offended.
Yeah.
Are we all douchebags?
That's just real life. With
Pretty
dealing
much.
with you, that doesn't have anything to do with. That's
That's
just
true.
you.
Yes.
It's not like this. Just this topic just kind of sprang to life out of nowhere. Like what we're going to talk about, I think. Like we have thick skin. We're on the internet. We realize that people are going to say and do, thoughtful stuff towards us. That's fine. That's cool. But we do have a breaking point, and once we reach that breaking point, Professor Fizzin steps in, and then we have to put people in their place a little bit.
Yeah. But in this case, it's not so much of a breaking point. It's more of a slight annoyance.
Right.
It's more of a correction.
Yeah, correction. A little bit of slight
Before
annoyance.
it keeps ramping up.
Yes. So
Not yet, Dora.
first warning or first disclaimer that we also need to put out, like for as far as the chat goes, a disclaimer for the chat itself. Don't request for any music video at this time inside the chat itself, because that would fill up the chat with requests anyways, not that we can get to any of them. And for the most part, most of the song that we are about to react to, we have react to, and it just needs to be put up. So you never know what's been reacted to and what's not, so you can't really, go.
And
plus,
like our last podcast, if you spam the chat with a request, you know what happens.
Don't spam.
pretty much. So now we get on with the topic itself. See, here's the problem. Okay, we get back to obsession. Some people can be so obsessed with K-pop, and in this case, their obsession can turn to arrogance, right? So they have this thing called, this thing I call rulership, where they love their artist so much, they love everything about them, they claim rulership and ownership of that artist, right? So they claim ownership to the point where they're so obsessed, they think in their mind that they own the artist and that anybody else can't touch the love that they have for their artist. And and they get jealous too, if someone else come and like the same music, but don't know everything about it, like the details, they feel that they're offended by it because this person is jumping on a bandwagon, They're like, get out of the bandwagon, only I deserve the love of these artists. It's like, you don't own them, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the obsession can turn their mind so crazy to the point where they attack anyone they feel is a threat to their love for their artists. So their love for the artist has turned them wild and crazy. And like we said in the beginning, a lot of fandom are young, so they don't have that self-control. And what I want to point out is that it's not good, because this is not how you go about presenting your fandom. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
for
It
specific,
reflects badly on the group
yeah,
you're
exactly,
supporting.
exactly, and it's worse because that's not that you're supposed to share the love of the artist that you love, and you're supposed to share the openness, open-mindedness. So if someone don't understand the meaning of the artist you love, like their name, their song, their lyrics, you can point that out, or you don't have to point it out, but you don't have to be arrogant and rude about it, like you know it all. Like, I love this artist all my life. I've been with them since the beginning. You guys don't know shit about them. You're an insult to them. You're just jumping on the bandwagon. You don't know anything and how deep their lyrics are and their meaning and all that stuff. So basically what you're doing is that your arrogance like put you on the top. You put yourself on the top and you think that anyone else below you is unworthy of this whatever you're obsessed about. It's unworthy of this group or singer or artist or song or music or whatever.
Just makes you look like an asshole, really.
Mm.
Hey, Chloe.
Hey, Chloe, what's up?
What's up, people?
Hi, Lee.
Yeah. Thank you, Chloe. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, we're gonna continue with the topic. So example, I'll give it an example. This happens recently, in fact, in the comment section in our video recently. So we upload a video of Stray Kids and Twice, right? So Twice and Stray Kids, Japanese release, because people. You have an echo, just letting you know. See, there you go.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, I know, but there's not much to do
It
about
makes
it.
him sound more educated that way.
I think if you speak a little closer to your microphone, I think that helps. I don't know.
Like this? Is there an echo?
No, actually, there isn't. But now you have a weird orange glowy thing in front of your face.
I think if you just
but isn't
speak
that cooler?
closer to it, yeah,
it is cooler. Looks like you
I
have
think
a
if you just
mini
speak
lightsaber.
closer to it, it'll be a little bit better.
Is there an echo?
No.
It's funny because in order to lean close to the mic, I have to lean this way, and then I'll be off screen while talking. So I have to
move
put the
the-
mic this way. I mean, technically, I can push this back and put the mic in front of me, but
Just
that's-
do that.
see, I can put the mic in front of me like this. That way, I don't have to lean off screen. But then you'll have to look at the glow.
That's
it's
fine.
Okay.
That's
The
fine.
glow makes you look more powerful.
If people
He's on
say
fire.
if
On
people
fire.
say you sound better,
Sound better?
or whatever it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Or, like,
nothing
is
we
it
can
clear?
do can make any of us look better. So if we can
Right.
sound better, we can go with
I don't
that.
know. K-Me looks pretty flat with the suit and the hat.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks.
That's good. Thank you,
for sure.
Kelsey. Thank you, Kelsey.
Misty
Thank you,
likes to glow.
Misty, thank you, Kelsey, for joining us, and Misty, thank you for the
Hey,
call
Monkey's
to the
wife.
echo.
Hi,
Hello.
Thank you.
Miss Monkey. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Miss.
It's supposed to be a heart.
That looks like a mushroom,
It-
man.
Yeah, look at
It's
the
like
mushroom.
this.
There you go. Vision got it. Cheers.
No, okay.
Just do the easy one.
Oh,
Do the easy one.
A baby heart.
This is the easy.
Hearts in the chat.
Ivan's too cool for any of that.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I can do that. Look at that. See?
getting on with the topic, yes. So as I was saying, we posted a Twice and Stray Kids Japanese music video recently, like last week, in fact, right? So we label it J-pop. I label it J-pop because we categorize it under J-pop, and then a few comments here and there say that how is it J-pop when they're K-pop, and how like the way they express this, it feels like they're mocking us, looking down on us, or somehow coming off arrogant or thinking that they know better than us. So you can't just come off so strong like that and then and not like expect others to think otherwise.
Yeah,
like
Fizzin. It's not K-pop, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Yeah, man.
J-pop, man.
It's not J-pop, man. You know nothing.
exactly. So
Piece
it's
of
a
shit.
Japanese.
Well,
So
it's
let's
sometimes-
get this straight. Okay, let's get this
All
straight.
right.
They're a K-pop group, right? Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
fact.
But they're singing in Japanese for the Japanese market. The song, the CD, was released in Japan
Also,
for Japanese,
yeah, like the,
and they're under a record label distribution
yeah.
in Japan.
For example,
Which is facts.
Twice Fanfare, the music video that we react to. If you go look at the copyright, it's copyright owned by Warner's Music Japan, not JYP, but Warner Music Japan. So they own, it's a Japanese label, so it's a J-pop label. So it's J-pop.
And you
Yes.
can even go to Cypher. I think it was you earlier today.
Yeah.
Showed the profile of Twice and
Twice,
what it
their
has,
music
so-
genre is K-pop and J-pop.
and J-pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, if a
Thanks,
Latino
Mark.
artist released a song in English in America, that's an English song. It's an English version.
No,
you
if-
don't label it
if-
as-
And We never made any claims saying the group itself is a J-pop group. We never made any of those claims.
The
No,
song,
Japanese
the
The
song,
song. It's a
the
Yeah.
song, the release itself is J-pop.
It's-
Okay, it falls under the categories of J-pop.
And-
See, here's the problem, though. In fact,
And it's owned by Warner
Yeah.
Music Japan. So yeah.
in fact, the argument is wrong to begin with because J-pop is referring to the music, not the artist. When you say, "Hey, you like this J-pop MV, whatever," when you're referring to the music and where it was released, not necessarily the artist. So, and then they brought up this whole concept of Ariana Grande, or like if she's singing in like Korean, would that be K-pop?
Well, if she signed to a J-pop,
Okay, K-pop or J-pop?
a K-pop or J-pop record, then she would be. If she signed into that record and singing in that song for that market, then
In
yes.
Korean. Yes. So again, what are you gonna say to that? Well, how could she be K-pop when she's not Korean? You see, now we're bringing this whole
Now
Lana
we're going back to
situation
the
together.
No,
whole.
Lana.
Now we're going back to the
Yeah.
whole Lana thing.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Kelsey, to answer your question earlier, since you asked about
night, Mark.
BTS, we reacted
Yeah,
to them,
welcome
so
in.
we'll
Goodbye,
put it up
Mark.
later.
Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thanks
stopping
for
by.
stopping by. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Hola, Sani. Thanks for joining us. Charlie Wolf. Hi. So yes, about that again. J-pop. We're gonna drop down some example. King Min got some example.
King Min got an
so,
example. Go get
the-
your example.
So yeah, we can prepare.
So, this is a really old CD from 2011.
Oh.
So this is
Really
Boa.
old.
Yeah.
Boa.
So this is Boa, the Jewel song beside you. So this is a soundtrack to Inuyasha back in the days, and this is by Avex Track,
Which
so
is J-pop.
which
Japanese
is
music
J-pop,
label.
and this was in the section of J-pop. Where did I got this from? A Japanese store, and under the title J-pop is where I got this from. So this is J-pop.
Even though
Thank you.
when she sings song in South Korea, it's under SM Entertainment. When she goes to Japan, it's under Avex. Track.
Avex.
So it's
And
J-pop.
This is J-pop. And if you go to Yes Asia, under J-pop, look at all the popular groups that's in J-pop right now. They're all Korean boy band and girl band. So they're J-pop when they go to Japan.
Yes.
That's simple.
So-
It's a simple
So
thing.
it's funny.
It's
If you go to
it's a simple thought. It's a release of whatever country you released it in. It's that genre. Like, and
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that's what your group is. It's just a special release in a different market. I don't understand why it's so hard to.
It's actually easy, but like again, these kids let the obsession get to them, and then they
Can we
they're
check
arrogant.
Perniskitty
Yeah.
cosplay at 7:44?
Yes, 7:44.
Guys, guess what? We got one thumbs down.
Yeah,
Ooh.
obviously.
Already?
Consider Boa
Already.
Consider
J-pop.
Boa J-pop. I never
Yeah,
knew she was
exactly.
Korean. There you go.
Exactly.
So
Well, I knew she's Korean and K-pop, but also when she go to Japan, I also consider her Japanese release J-pop.
Yeah. And she has
Yeah,
exclusive Japanese stuff too, not just
Yeah.
like,
Sani, bring up Sani latest post 7:45. So I want to answer this directly. Wait, what are we talking about? What we're talking about is the obsession of K-pop, and K-pop obsession can be bad. K-pop obsession is bad, and it can be bad, and we're explaining how is it bad from multiple angles, not just this whole J-pop fiasco. There's more to it, which we'll get to in a bit, but we just want to get this out of the way because this is the recent, things that we want to bring up. The recent subject. It's more of a
recent
response
tea.
to it. Yes, it's more of a response to that. So yeah, J-pop. What does J-pop stand for? J-pop stands
Japanese
for
pop.
Japanese pop.
Pop.
Exactly. So we all know Japanese pop language. It's in Japanese. So that's why it's Japanese pop. And pop is at the actual genre of the music. J-pop is not a genre. J-pop is a category under Japanese pop. But pop is the genre, just like rock is the genre. Just like jazz is the genre. The thing you add in front of it, like J-pop, in this case, represent Japanese pop, which is for the pop market, singing in Japanese for the Japanese audience, for a Japanese listener, in Japan, for in that market. So in this case, when you go to Yes Asia again, for example, you click on the J-pop section, you'll find a list of artists, and regardless if that artist is from whatever country, if they're in that category, they're categorized as J-pop because that's the release that they were market.
It's also released by the Japanese record label.
Well, and
Yeah,
I would
and
think it kind of imagine if like none of it was labeled, right? And let's
yeah,
say you're exclusively a speaker of Korean, like
yes,
nothing else, right? And
hmm
you're like, oh, hey, I really like this group and I really like this song. I'm going to order this CD. And you pop it in and it's in a language you completely do not understand.
hmm
Like that would probably torque you off, right? Like,
hmm
I mean, you want to buy something um, that you know the language you can understand. Now, for us, K-pop is a little bit different. Well, especially for me, I'm learning kind of as we go here. But like, um, if I wanted a CD that was all in English and I thought that's what I was getting, and then I got something in Spanish, I would be upset.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like, you're also making sure you're getting what you want.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again,
It's really just to
something,
clarify.
yeah, and something funny, by the way. If you go to Yes Asia right now, click on J-pop section, and you go to the music section, click on J-pop. The first thing that pop up is Stray Kids
Yep.
Boom.
in the J-pop section.
I'm gonna go to
So
Yes Asia
Yeah,
real
because
quick.
Tower of God's freaking awesome.
exactly. So what we're saying here is not an opinion, okay, regarding this whole J-pop thing. It's not an opinion. Like let's make that clear. It's a fact. 100% fact. If you can go to any store, click on J-pop, you'll find these artists. Why is it not a fact? That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's not an opinion. We're not saying, I guess you can label them J-pop or K-pop. I guess it's perspective. It's not perspective. Not this scenario.
No, it's just that release is J-pop. It does
That
not mean the
specific
group
release.
itself,
Exactly.
is they didn't magically morph into a J-pop group. It's a K-pop group doing a J-pop song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really
Well,
not
actually,
hard to understand.
they're just a pop group that sings in Korean, which is
Yep.
specified as K-pop. But if
K-pop.
they sing in Japanese, then they specify as J-pop, at least for that
Exactly.
song, right?
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, they're just a pop group. It
Hey,
doesn't
what's
change
up, Tyler?
anything.
What's up, Tyler? How's it
Hey,
going?
what's up, Tyler?
Welcome.
Uh,
Okay. So let's move on from here. The obsession, like I said in the beginning of this video or this podcast, obsession can go either way. There's multiple, paths that it can go, and some are worse than others. You got the stalker people, you got the people who's so obsessed with they chase after the artist home. You got people who's waiting outside to, every time they see them, they rush up to them, and then you got. Yeah, sure. You can say it's all out of love and all that stuff, but again, obsession can be dangerous when you're over
That's
obsessed.
creepy.
Exactly. It's not even love anymore at that point. If you're chasing them to their
Hey,
house, that's
Olivia,
not love
thanks,
anymore.
Lee. Yeah,
Hi, Lee Seo Su.
what's up,
Or
people?
sorry, Lee. Lee
I just shortened it.
Seo- We got it. From
Hello,
Bolivia.
Mendez.
That's
hello,
awesome.
hello.
That's awesome.
So,
we are a very
Yeah.
international crew tonight. Love it.
Hi,
Love
Mendez.
Love
Yes.
We got
think-
22 people
the
watching.
Hello.
K-pop community.
I think there's one person who disagree with Fizzin because I see one thumbs down.
And that's what I said
Yeah,
earlier. Just one
right.
thumbs down.
It's okay. It's okay to have thumbs
Everybody's
down.
entitled to their opinion.
it's fine. Like I said, Monkey. Here's how it goes. You can disagree with us, but the point is what we're saying is the truth. That's all there is to it. That's a fact.
Right.
Facts.
If you're singing in Japanese and your music is pop, you dance and do all
And you
that
market
cool stuff.
towards the Japanese audience.
You market
or
towards
Japanese
Japanese
market.
Market. That's J-pop. That's all there is to it. So
So-
now we're
So let me ask you a question, and this is for like old gen people who watch old gen anime. Like the first Full Metal Alchemist, there's a artist. I think she did
Crystal
either
K.
the intro or the ending. I don't remember, but Crystal K. Would you consider Crystal K be J-pop or K-pop? She's Korean.
Well, if you're talking about Crystal K, she's not Korean. But if
Are
you're
you
talking
sure?
about the girl that was singing the soundtrack for Bleach, she's Korean.
I thought Crystal K was Korean though.
You can look it up on your
music-
phone right now, see if that's
That's
true.
what. Let me check because that's what my ex told me. So I don't know.
Your ex could be wrong. You never
You
know.
guys keep talking. You guys keep talking.
All right.
Okay, bring up the question 751, I guess. What do y'all think about companies
Owo? Owu?
sayings?
Sorry
That's
for
staff
butchering
and
your
that
name.
Staff who sell information to saying, yeah, horrible. That's terrible. I know what you're talking about. I actually do some research on this.
Can I ask a 101 question?
Yeah,
What is
sayings.
a sensing? Yeah.
That's obsessed. Stalker. a creeper, stalkers.
Okay, a creeper
People
stalker. Got it.
like, I'll give you an example. They would take like, they would take like a used, clothing or underwear or whatever
Oh, yeah,
of the
yeah.
artist and then sell it, or blackmail people for it, or blackmail the artist for it, crazy things.
So I was right. She is half black, half Korean
Okay, there you
descendants.
go. Yeah.
But again, she sing in Japanese, and she's a J-pop artist. So
you
see,
go.
I'm just saying, just because she's Korean, that doesn't necessarily mean she's in K-pop, because she's in a J-pop industry.
Yeah.
If you're a pop artist singing in Japanese in Japan, J-pop. There you go.
Yeah.
So it's that
That's
simple.
X, you're right.
It's that simple.
So again, BoA, for example, anybody I think can agree that BoA is considered J-pop as well with her Japanese release.
Yep.
They're all J-pop. Back in the day since she put out her stuff. So if BoA can be J-pop with these releases, why can't Stray Kids and Twice?
Right.
Nothing different. No, there's
And
nothing different.
why does it freak you out so bad?
Exactly. So, for example, no, like I said, Monkey, it's arrogance. It's out of the love of their artist. They become obsessed and then they became arrogant. Arrogant of, you don't know shit about my artist. That's how.
That's Japanese fonts.
Right.
Or you're like,
Okay.
oh, you guys know nothing about these group. I'm so sad. It's like, really?
Yeah. Like,
Well,
for
and
example,
here's the thing, right? Like I commented on our TXT Eternally video, which is up now. Go check it out if you haven't yet.
Nice promo drop.
People were like, oh, if you remembered all the songs and if you did this and if you knew the whole entire story from their very first it's like, okay, we just filmed episode 70 today. That doesn't include all the special stuff, all the end of the year, everything else that we've done. Some connections between videos are going to slip through the cracks because we watch so many. We're not going to recall every single detail of every single
and it's
one.
not just that. We watch so many different artists.
yeah.
Right, and it's not
unlike most of them.
yeah.
Like for
Focus on
example,
one. Focus on
they
everything.
they may focus only on one artist so they can get all that connection. But we watch so many different artists, so we kind of lose those connections
Yeah.
with the storyline of the other video that we just saw.
Right.
So like, hey
and
man,
that's
we
why-
love music. We listen to like all sorts of different artists, different genres, whatever.
But that don't mean we know every single artist by face
Exactly.
or by name.
Exactly.
It's
By
actually-
face or by name. And
it's
that's
actually-
okay. That's okay. We shouldn't have to know any of them by face or by name. Sure, it's an option, and we could get to know them, but we don't have to.
And it's not possible actually to know every single detail
Right.
of
Exactly.
And
every
that's
single
why it's
artist.
And that's not
That's
even
not-
mention the
that's
fact
not
that we say
possible.
we always joke about our short-term memory. That we joke about that, but actually, we meant it when we said that we can't remember everyone, because we can't remember everyone.
No, and this is how we know people don't necessarily watch our videos all the way to the end sometimes, because we almost always say when we're saying that, hey, leave a comment, let us know what you think, blah 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 blah. We almost are always like, help, let us know what you think of this song, or like we're always like, help us gain information.
Yeah.
We know we don't know everything about every single video from every single group, and as much as we'd like to, like Eisen said, that's impossible. There's too many groups. We just can't do that.
Also,
So
I'll give an example. I'll give a counter example. But before that, I want to shout out to Dora for saying BoA is specifically targeted to J-pop fans. Therefore, she's J-pop. Yes, but right. But she's also K-pop. She was in SM Town.
Yeah.
SM Entertainment.
Before she go to
Okay. So basically, the reason why BoA established herself as a J-pop artist and everyone acknowledged that she's J-pop, because she's a pioneer. She's the pioneer. She's one of the OG Korean K-pop star who became a J-pop star. She paved way for K-pop to become J-pop, for the artists to convert over and jump back and forth. She spread out the love to multiple countries with different language. Of course, she's a legend for that purpose, for that reason as well. So obviously everyone has come to accept her as J-pop, but for these newer artists, which brings about newer fans, and these newer fans don't have that pre-knowledge of acceptance. So they don't have that acceptance. So that since they don't have the acceptance, to hear us say that this certain artist is J-pop, that's shocking to them. It's new. It's a new idea. So that's why they're like, what the hell? How can these guys consider this group, J-pop? When the market has always been there and BoA established this. She paved way.
Yeah.
So to say that there's Korean artists go to Japan and sing Japanese music isn't still J-pop, how does that work? Of course they're J-pop. They have moved on to that market. When they come back, and then they're in K-pop, obviously. When they come back to Korea. So,
If anything, it's just it's more of an example of how badass these groups are. That like
they expand.
they can make releases in multiple languages and
Yep.
appeal to multiple
Market.
So yeah, multiple markets. So like when a
Also-
K-pop group comes to America and does their tours through America, does that mean and sing mostly in English, let's say, does that mean they're no longer a K-pop group?
Also, I'll give an
No.
example.
No.
Yeah, right. And earlier, as I was saying, to counter to those folks that say that we don't remember certain artists or certain member for a certain group, that means we're uneducated and we're douchebag and all that stuff. But I can counter that. If I were to ask them about a group that I would know by heart all the members,
And they
would
never
they know
fo-
that?
and they never follow.
And that they never follow. Would they know that?
They wouldn't know.
And
They would know,
does
exactly.
that therefore make them a douchebag?
Exactly. You
No,
know
it
what's
does
funny?
not. No,
Like,
it doesn't.
It's funny because
Oh shit, here we go again. Get ready for that ban button, Cypher.
Oh, come on, Victor.
Dude, Victor, why you gotta do this, bro?
Experience,
buddy.
experience.
We want to talk. We want to interact. We don't want to have to.
Okay, Victor, I'm giving you a warning. One more of that, you're gonna go.
See, this is problematic. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is not an example
Hey,
of the
Son
fandom.
Lewis, what's up? It's been a while, man.
Hey, man, how you
Long,
doing?
Kara and SNSD were a big thing in Japan. Exactly, and Kara and SNSD were considered J-pop as well in that market.
Oh,
When
let
you
me
go-
go grab my Kara CD.
Like how
which
many
is-
how
which
many
is
J-pop
K-pop,
CD
or J-pop.
There's a lot of J-pop from Kara and SNSD that King Min bought, so he would know. He bought them in the J-pop section. How else do you find those releases if you don't go to the J-pop section?
You
Seemed
don't.
like he didn't learn from the last. Yeah, Priscilla, definitely. So, again, what's funny is that, like I said, one rotten does not affect the rest of the basket, and clearly does not represent the entire fandom. In this specific case, someone requesting for certain MVs or group or whatever. Hey, Victor, I'm not speak English. I'm Mexican. Yes.
That's all right.
It's fine. It's
Yeah,
understandable.
we
But
understand. We understand.
But again, we react to BTS. As I said earlier, we just need to put it up, and you will see it later tonight. So patience.
And don't spam.
Yes.
Spamming
Yeah.
gets you the X.
Again, apologies if I'm kind of butchering your pronunciation of your name, but that's like exactly what kind of you were talking about a little bit further up.
Yeah. See. King Min has physical evidence of
Or
J-pop
sorry,
from Korean
Okay.
artists.
sorry.
Okay,
My bad,
so-
my bad. It was Wawa. At
So,
7:50.
okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, Soen Lewis, for
W.
reminding me, because I do have stuff. So this is Girl Talk. It's an actual album. It's a Kara actual album from Japan. So it's a J-pop.
It's
And
J-pop.
at the back of it, I know it's hard to see, but it says Universal of...
That's Japanese.
Japanese.
Label.
Universal
it's,
Music is
Yep,
Japanese
Universal
division.
Japan right there. And
you go.
so this is in where I bought this from. It's in a Japanese store under K-pop. So this is K-pop. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
J-pop.
Or sorry,
J-
J-pop. Yeah, I bought this and the place. It's right under J-pop section. So this is J-pop.
Yeah, because it's Japanese release. That's
Oh,
all
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
also
Thank you very much.
under it's also under Japanese label as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying,
Nice.
you can't just cherry pick. You can't just cherry
I
pick.
mean, we
and-
showed examples after examples of K-pop
Pretty nice
artists
card, by the
going to
way.
Japan with Japanese label.
I love
Thanks.
that card. Thank you, Kara. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, as I was saying, some people just cherry pick and then they try to fit that narrative to everyone else. It's like you can't just pick your favorite group that you know everything about and expect everyone else to know the exact same information. Because we can do the same to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
props to
Chloe-
you for
Chloe has a
learning
point,
So much and dedicating yourself to a group, that's cool, but that doesn't make people that don't exactly what you just brought up there. Like we can
Exactly.
enjoy the music just because we don't know every single member's blood type or whatever doesn't mean we're not a fan. You know?
Hey, Monkey, are you using a headphone or is the sound coming out from your speaker? Your speaker?
Speaker.
That
Go ahead.
would probably be the echo.
Because the voice that everyone that bounced through your room.
The
is
voice
also
from your
our
speaker goes
voice.
back into the mic and it goes in loop. You know what I'm saying?
Well, fine. Hold on.
Like example, if I were to watch it on my phone, the voice from this phone would go in this mic, and then it would bounce to you. So that's why you're not supposed to play it from the
Yeah,
projector.
yeah. Blame the white guy. It's fine. I get it.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
What's in the background? Fire Emblem.
Wait, someone say Fizz and your English is good. Don't worry. I'm not worried. I mean, who said my English was bad? I don't recall.
Use your web or your laptop. Hey, Monkey, use your laptop as the mic from your laptop because your headphone doesn't work. I mean, the mic on your headphone doesn't work, so.
Yeah. Can you hear a monkey? Okay, now you don't have no mic.
Enable your microphone through your laptop.
Or just select the go to mic cam and mic setting on Streamlab or I mean StreamYard and select your laptop microphone.
Can't hear you, man.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Come on, Mario, you got
Pull the
this.
plug. Pull the plug. Cut the cord. Cut the cord.
Well, you
Go
can
back
probably
to how
you
you
can probably
were.
hear us, but you just can't.
Yeah, he can hear us.
Yeah, he
but
can hear
he-
us.
Yeah,
But-
okay. So just go back to how it was
Yeah.
before then. Just go back to how it was before. Yeah, Sandy said that's like saying Monster X English album directed to the Western market isn't just pop. Exactly. Because, you
All right,
know.
Monkey, say something.
What?
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Good.
Okay.
So again, you're still echoing anyway.
Come on, Mario.
It's fine. So again, the way the market works, that's how it is. And again, let's go back to the obsession real quick. So the obsession goes past this. The obsession sometimes it goes to the point where, like I was saying earlier, it's bad, it's dangerous, and it goes to a certain level that it doesn't have to be. So, you know, I think most people need to scale back a little bit, like tone things down a little bit.
hmm So I got to ask you, Professor Fizen,
Hmm.
the whole like K-pop obsession, right?
Yeah.
So there was a song that we reacted to a while ago,
And it's called Obsession.
and it's
That's
called
so
Obsession.
funny.
I'm like, did you do that on purpose?
No, I didn't
Did
actually.
you do that on
I
purpose, or
didn't.
was that just an accident?
I did not do that on purpose. I didn't even remember what that song was called until now. But what's funny is that I tend to write things or put things down, and then Destiny somehow align it.
There's
Oh,
always
okay,
puns,
okay.
man.
Destiny always somehow align it. It's pretty funny.
The puns is
What
just
I'm
a natural
referring
thing that
to,
happens.
if some of you probably remember, some of you don't, some of you are newer to our channel and all that, which is awesome. Thank you so much.
But remember, we don't want to mention any name or
Right.
group name or artist or fandom name. But we can
Right.
say the song is called Obsession.
We got 2 thumbs down.
It's
And
fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because
No, I'm just saying.
yeah, no, it's because they look at the title. K-pop is Obsession is bad, and everyone's like, screw these guys.
Well,
But
they
what's
might
funny is that
referring to what I just mentioned and thinking that's what we're saying when we're not.
Yeah.
But
what's funny is that
I kind of a thumbs up. Hey, thank you.
what's funny
Honestly,
is that,
ratings is good. My bad.
yeah. What's funny is that if people would actually listen to us and the conversation we have here, they would realize we're actually pretty civil and pretty, down to earth and pretty relatable if they bounce back with us as far as, back
I
and
don't know.
forth.
I don't know what happened to King Mean though.
yeah, I
went to
think
get
he
some
just
more
got
stuff.
vaporized or something. He said he
Maybe.
had his boa and he had and the Kara CD, and he's like,
Yeah.
I gotta go. Oh, he's back.
No, my battery was running low, so I was just charging.
Charging, yeah. So,
Confirmed. King Mean is a robot.
Yep.
the way the obsession goes, like I said, it should be scaled back, and sometime when you leads to personal attack or the way others are being treated because of the obsession, that's when there's a line that needs to be drawn, and then maybe scale back and step back a little bit, and realize that other people have their own view. You can't just expect them to think like you. Like right now, we're not expecting people to think like us. We're just trying to point out the flaw in that logic, the concept itself.
Well, and so what Chloe said, and then Mendez at 8:04 kind of echoed that. Like, I don't know why some fans are so crazy that they have to get to know everything about the groups and get angry at a person that says he's a fan but doesn't know much of the group.
Oh, by the way, I like that Cloudy Wolf.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh yeah, little
Um,
thing
the
from like
symbol.
Yeah.
avid children.
Yeah.
I also do unboxing video, and I receive a message asking why I was unboxing an album from a group I'm not a fan of. So supporting artists if you're not a fan is bad, apparently. Yeah, see? So
I
on
don't get
Lewis.
that.
That's
John
what-
Lewis, I
that's
know
what
you,
we've been
man.
saying. I mean, these are the things that we're trying to bring to the forefront. You know what's funny? If you think about it, we're essentially a K-pop channel in a sense, since we do majority K-pop, or we, reaction, unboxing, and all that stuff. But we are open to talking about K-pop.
Sorry, look at the, the comment
chat?
at 807 from
Yeah. I see that. So
Oh, that's hilarious. Sorry,
as
go ahead.
as I was saying, the it's like you can't these things. You can't expect them to stop, obviously. So we're not addressing these topics so that people would stop. We're just pointing it out because eventually it needs to be pointed out regardless. Plus, it's our
Right.
channel, right? We can say whatever we want. That's the freedom of it.
And we can do whatever.
But the funny part is we're a K-pop channel that's not afraid to say potential bad things about what goes on within K-pop.
Right.
Like we don't hold back on stuff like that. It's
No,
just
because
why.
what we're trying to do, we are trying to create a positive, uplifting, harmonious K-pop community where, like, so right now we're kind of talking about some of the negative, but we've had lots of people kind of reach out. They've reached out to us and been like, "Hey, I'd never heard of this group. You guys reacted to it. I love this group. I'm supporting them now. Thank you so much for exposing me to something I never would have heard of." That's what we try to do. We don't necessarily always react to the biggest and the best or most famous or whatever.
Yeah.
We're all about just
And-
trying to promote the music and trying to do it in a positive, uplifting
Yeah,
community.
I'll give an example of that positive and manifested in the real world. So we have bias, right? We have biases. We have bias group that we like more than others, right? Yes, exactly. So, but do you see us at any point in our channel use our bias for our group to shit on another group at any point in our channel? Exactly.
No.
Never.
But we do have a bias group, and we made it clear. But we never use that bias to shit on any other group or compare them. So
We give
that's
all
like-
artists and whoever a chance.
Yeah, so instead, the things we say are not just what we say, but they're based on history that's recorded in this channel. It's a fact. Remy Moon says you are going against the grain. Yeah, that explains the thumbs down. When you go against the grain, people don't like the narrative that you're trying to put out because apparently honesty is evil. It's
Right.
not cool. Honesty is
There
bad.
does seem to be a certain section of the reaction population that this is all they want. And we try not to do that. We try to give honest. We don't watch the videos ahead of time. You're seeing our honest, open reaction.
And when we do, me and Cypher would, watch it ahead of time, sometime for a specific group or certain videos, and then we would address it and made it clear in the video that these guys haven't seen it, but we have seen it. So we made it clear that we have seen it if we've seen it, instead of pretend like we've never seen it before.
Right.
I think that person should be Asia Corp President Monkey Eyes. Me and are the
Oh,
CEO. of Asia.
actually,
Earlier you
CEO is
mentioned
actually above
something-
the president.
Kelsey, you
Another
mentioned
obsession
something
too.
earlier about a person getting plastic surgery to look like someone. Yeah, that would be a pretty hardcore example of.
So we have a lot of point to bring up here from the chat. Go to Dora at 809. So Dora says y'all are the only ones I've seen react to SS501 double S501 my ultimate group, and it makes me happy. King Min knows all about double S501. He
I love
loves that
double
group.
S501.
So as far as when the group that got him back into K-pop after a long while, back in second gen.
Let me hum real quick.
Love ya. So
That was a good
I
song.
don't. I don't have a back.
see-through back.
I don't have a see-through back suit like they do, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, speaking of which, a lot of people ask us or make mockery and laugh at us. Like I said, it's the obsession that leads to arrogance, which they look at you and then they're like, haha, you're new to this group, you suck. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes to give off that vibe, like just because you're new to it, you suck. But the funny part is, me, Cypher, and King Min has been listening to K-pop since first gen. So So who
didn't
here
do
has
it.
listened to an artist
No,
first?
not-
So
not to
Aizen
men-
and Monkey has been around since second gen.
Yeah.
Like way back in 2010 and 2011 and 2012 and all that with Girls' Generation and Super Junior and all that. So what's funny is that regardless of our history, regardless in spite of all of that, people would still come out of nowhere and be like, haha, you guys are noobs, a bunch of noobs, you guys suck. Just because we're new to a certain group that just came out recently, that doesn't mean that we don't know any group prior to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't assume things like that.
Even if I don't know much about the group, if I like their songs, I'll buy their albums. I don't give a fuck. I'll buy
Exactly.
their albums to support them.
One.
So go to
Holy shit.
810 real quick. What Per Snickety Cosplay said on 810. Another obsession example. Fans recently leaving a group because they wouldn't speak up on social issues. Forcing that sort of thing on an artist is not cool. Okay, this we gotta talk about. So what's going on here is that certain fans want, there's a certain artist like that. Like I said, love equals obsession leads to craziness. So they ask the certain artist to speak up on based on something they feel about strongly. But if this artist doesn't feel that way, doesn't share that expression, and even if they do feel it, they can't bring it up because politics and sometimes it goes against company's contract. All right.
Right.
So the artists can't say anything whatever they want. They're not they're not you. They don't have free expression all the time. So they can't say things you want them to say. But just because they don't say it, instead of understanding them, your obsession turns into hatred. Now you leave the group. You leave the fandom because you're like, I love you, but you don't obey what I want you to do. You don't say what I want you to say. See what I mean? By the beginning of this podcast, I said obsession can lead to rulership, right?
Right.
They want to rule these artists and think in their head that these artists belong to them. So that's not cool.
And another example too, Cypher, can you bring up what Remy said at 810?
At 810.
Scroll up a bit. Okay. So Remy said, I have actually stopped listening to a band because of toxic fans that surround the group. Okay. And then at 813, Misty. See, I don't understand stopping listening to someone you like or love their music because of fans or fandom. You could ignore or block the negative parts of fandom. That's true, but I will say there was one particular situation. Thanks, Dora. Sorry, two, Eisen, two. We're at two. Some particular group, not going to say who, not going to say whatever. We literally had people give us death threats because they said that we didn't score the song high enough.
It happened more than once, by the way.
It has,
It
but
has
again,
happened
don't
more
not
than
using
once.
details, just
Exactly.
generality here.
Yeah.
That I understand. That does tend I'm like, well, crap. If these are the kind of people that follow this group, is this a group that I want to follow? Is this a group I want to support? If this is the kind of people that are attracted to this group,
Well,
like it kind of makes you question.
let's
you
say
know?
let's say you're new and you just found out this group, right? And you love their music, but then you want to be a part of
fandom.
their fandom, right? But then the fandom is really unwelcoming of you, right? So it makes you feel unwelcome, like
Yeah, it's off-putting, man.
yeah, it comes off. It's not good.
It sends a
Which-
bad vibe and puts a bad image on the.
Yeah.
Exactly, and you're
artist.
harming the group that you're claiming to support.
By
Like
spreading the
you're
negativity.
turning so many people. Well, exactly what Misty just said at 8:15. It's not the group's fault, but it does. It
It's
puts
a bad taste.
in your
It's a
mouth.
bad
It's a
taste.
bad taste, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! Did King Mean and I just say the same thing at the same time? Because if that's true, I need a new vocabulary ASAP.
Yeah. So as Chloe said here, at the end of the day, these artists are human beings just like everyone else, and they have feelings just like you and me, and they deserve respect, right? But as I was saying, they're like everyone else except one thing. Well, two things actually. They're a star. Well, three actually. They're a star. They're rich, and they don't have full control of their life. That's a fact. Anyone who signed up contract would know that. Contract.
There are certain things that they can and cannot say due to
There are certain
contract.
things they cannot do. They're limited by contract.
Right.
Remember, they work for a corporation. Anyone who works for a corporation and sign contract knows these things. So you can't just say, they have the freedom. Why don't they act on it? They don't have the freedom. They don't. That's a
Right.
fact.
That's
And
what
kids
Priscilla
need-
said at 8:13 too.
Exactly.
Their companies
So a
don't
lot of-
let them speak freely. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of kids needs to understand this, and I understand they're kids, so they can't obviously understand this. They have to learn through life experience. But you have
Hi,
to
Star.
you have to come up with some form
Miss
of
you. Welcome.
open-mindedness.
Sorry, I just
Hello,
have
Miss
to do a shout out to Star.
Misty.
We have a lot of people in here, man.
Oh,
thank you
Amanda's
for
here.
joining
Hey,
us,
Amanda,
everyone.
what's up?
Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Thank you guys for joining in.
Yeah, this
Thank
is
you,
awesome.
support the
The
artist,
give and
stay away
take,
from the
that
fans
like
and fandom. It
having you
sucks
guys
when
chime in, let us know what
Okay.
you're from, where
Go to
you're from,
816. Go to 816. Per Snickety cosplay said, I just support the artist and stay away from the fans and fandom. It sucks not to be
that's-
able to geek out with other fans, but sometimes it's healthier. King Min would know this. He does this his whole life.
I
I
agree
don't.
too.
He
I
would
don't
support
lingo
something
with
and he would not
anybody.
associate it with anyone else. He doesn't associate with people in
support
general.
the artist, and you ignore the toxic fans.
Yep.
People
Exactly.
people don't even know how many groups I support because I don't brag about it. If I buy it, I buy it. And sometimes I do unboxing and you see which group I support, but that doesn't necessarily mean I have other groups that I have. I just don't do unboxing for every CD that I have.
right?
But I'm not going to brag about it or I'm not going to associate with other fans because I don't want to know other fans. I'm just
So,
here to support the artist.
I'm not gonna name any groups, but I got into this group, right, a K-pop group, and then I went into a Discord server of like their fandom server, and almost instantly it was so toxic, right? They talking shit about every other group, so I
Yep.
just left right away. It's like,
Pointless.
why are they talking shit about other groups? Why don't you just talk about like like the group that you're supposed to be a fan of, right? You know?
When a certain specific fandom gather together, sometimes it gets to the point where you have to have this link mindset. You have to have the share mindset. If you
Mob
don't, you're not a part of.
mentality.
You're not a part of
So
that. But
so
but that becomes,
I left right away. It's just not cool.
but
Oh,
basically,
Star, we're doing fine. Hope you're doing well as well.
thank you, Misty Star.
Well, as well.
Well
You're
as
so
well.
articulate, King Mean.
Brainwashing of the masses.
Yep, brainwashing of the masses. There you go. Yes, these are kids. And again, I'm not saying that these kids should know better because they're kids. Adults doesn't even know better half of the time. What I'm saying is that
Sadly,
if you
that's
go,
true.
I'm saying if you go in with an open mind, at least you'll try to understand things first, regardless if you're learning or through life experience or not. You don't need the experience as we talk about the other week podcast. What you need is an open mind and knowledge to experience things, to understand things. Even if you don't experience it, try to understand it. You can't just assume that artists are free to do whatever they want. That is already assumption. You assume it already. And through
have a
life,
bit-
you should not assume.
Yeah.
Yes, I am assuming that most of these are kids because 90% of the time, statistic would say they are kids because they're young. If they're younger than me, they're kids. And a lot of them are younger than me. That's a fact.
Hot
A lot of them are
ladies.
younger than me. It's a sad thing.
And again,
I had to drop that in there. It was perfect opportunity for me to drop that.
yeah, the OG
It's a joke
fan
that
needs to
nobody
stop the
gets
crap.
unless you're the person who posts that.
So Remy said the OG fans need to stop the crap these younger fans are creating. Again, I don't think we can stop them. The reason why is because there are certain cult, like you were saying, Monkey, link mind and share mindset and all that, brain linking together and being influenced by each other. Like for example, what Cypher is talking about, he's going to the chat room and see a bunch of fandom that's so toxic and stuff. That's a cult, and the reason why
you're fine.
the reason why he couldn't fit in is because he doesn't share that mindset with them. And because if he doesn't share it with them, he can't feel like he belonged there. Now imagine he tried to fit in. They would kick him out the moment he decided to disagree one point in time. The reason why, because they're a cult. So obsession become love and then become crazy cult where they band together. They band together.
Their love becomes obsession, becomes a hate cult.
Yeah, it become a hate cult. So their love become obsession, and the problem once it become obsession, and they don't have the open-mindedness to understand what they are getting themselves into, they get into a lot of bad things. And someone can say, why do you guys say this about K-pop? It's like you're trying to hurt K-pop. Everybody else happens this in other field of work and entertainment as well. Yeah, but this podcast is about K-pop, like I said, specifically. And we're not even generalizing the entire K-pop. We're just saying there are a specific group of fandom that's a cult, and they share negative perspective. To them, it's positive, but it's negative if they're using it to attack other. If you're using positivity to attack other, that is negativity. That's not positivity.
Right.
So
Well, think about okay, so some of these groups fandoms attack other groups and whatever, right? But think about the songs and the releases that come out around like Christmas. Okay, you have one label with every single member of every single group that's signed to them singing together and
They
being
can collab
audience
together.
together, right? So if you're a fandom of one of those and you're talking crap about a different group that happens to be on the same label, how much of an idiot do you look like when the group itself comes out and does group songs with you know what I mean? Like the group we're just talking crap about. Like
Yes.
They're probably
you're not,
shook
you
ever
are
since we
not
mentioned it.
promoting and you're not doing your group any favors by being a jerk.
Yes, and what Charlie Wolf just said just backs me up what I said earlier as well. When you feel like a group owes you, it becomes possession, which is obsession. And I was saying possession in this case is rulership. Their obsession makes them feel like they own this group, so they rule over the group. When does a fandom rule a certain artist or group? You don't control their life, you don't rule
never
them, you
do.
don't control them. You never do and you will never do, unless you get married with them if you're super lucky. But that's a different story.
Or if you have a chance to fly to Korea and go on a date with someone,
But funny enough, even
and then
if
you pay him bail.
funny enough,
Just like how he bailed right now.
Oh, no, he held
Yeah,
it.
he's just like, I'm out. I know it's coming.
funny enough, even if you're married to them, you still are not in control of their life. You'll never be able to control an individual life.
Yeah, just your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna need K-pop
By the way,
to stop
cheers,
sexualizing.
Dora.
But then there
And
is some that
and
decide
if you want to
K-pop fans
control
stop
someone's life, that makes you a dictator.
yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
And then they just said it because they spend money on them, like you are here for their music. Yeah, exactly. So what do you call this, Monkey? The whole idea of you spend money on something and you claim that that something owes you everything, like because without it, they wouldn't be made without your money and your support. It doesn't work that way. They never ask you. To do what you do. They need your help, they need your support, but they need it because that's their job, and you support them by your own free choice, right? You're not okay. So the word here is obligation. They're not obligated to listen to whatever you say just because you support them, and you're not obligated to buy their stuff, right? So if you choose to buy their stuff, that's your choice. But since it's your choice, they don't owe you since they didn't let you do it. They didn't force you to do it, so they're not obligated. There's no contract between you and the artist.
Right.
So that's not how it works. But again, like I said, young mind, kids, and all that stuff. Again, old people are stupid too. I'm just saying that you have to be open-minded regardless of what age you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have like all these albums from like various artists. Do they owe me shit? No.
Exactly. And they don't need to.
They don't owe
have
me
to.
anything. They put out the music that I liked and that like touched my heart or whatever in a certain way, and therefore you support them. That doesn't if anything, you owe them,
Exactly.
and you fulfilled that owe by buying their album. There you go.
Also,
It's not the other way around. Nobody owes anybody anything.
Exactly. So Sandy brought up an interesting point about sexualization. So Sandy, at 8:22,
I'm
Sandy
guilty
said,
of that.
okay,
I'm
hold
very
on.
guilty of
Guy.
that.
So,
I am
Sandy
very
said-
guilty of that.
And he's
So
honest.
Sandy said,
I'm
Sandy
super
said,
honest about it.
Yeah.
If I
so-
see a fine ass lady, I'm just gonna say, "Hey, you're a fine ass lady."
but I'll
If I see
counter
a fine
that.
ass dude, I'd say, "Hey, you're a fine ass dude."
But I'll counter that. So Sandy said, I'm gonna need K-pop fans to stop sexualizing young members. That's fine. In fact, you shouldn't sexualize like young people to begin with. But
Yeah.
But what we can counter this by saying that the people that say you are dirty for sexualizing this or that, they do the exact same thing. Do you know that? I
Yep.
bet you anything they do the exact same thing, and I can prove it. For example, all the fan
Yeah, they're
cam
just
of
jealous.
a boy group lifting up their shirt, right? We have fan cam, a boy group lifting up their shirt in concert. How many people watch those? A lot. And you tell me it's a one-sided thing. It's not just a female or male thing. It's everybody thing. It's an
Come
everybody
on, you
thing.
call everybody Big D energy. Like, I'm
Exactly.
sorry, if you call a little boy Big D energy, then you're exactly the same as me.
So,
I'm passionate about it. Bullshit. Done.
So we're not saying that just because they do bad shit, it means that we can do bad shit and that's okay too. Not the point. Totally not the point. The point is people should stop pointing fingers and then they themselves do the exact same thing. That's the point. So, basically you cannot say something if you yourself are doing the exact same thing, and then you cannot reject others from doing it. And if you
Right,
don't
but
do the exact same thing, then you're fine too.
Usually, when there's someone that comes out very anti something and they're just militant about it and they're da 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 da, usually what you end up finding is that they're guilty of the same thing. They're just
Exactly.
they hope that by making all the noise and distracting by being over here, you won't pay attention to what's going on behind the curtain.
Yes.
Asian Core got BDE.
BDE. BDE.
What's BDE?
I know what
Dude,
BDE
we got that
is.
big-
Oh,
Yeah,
what I
dude.
just
Come
said
on, man.
earlier. Right. I don't go online a lot,
Or
so I don't know.
When realize they have a sense of humor and aren't going to break any fans break by fans taking offense and even see that's the thing though. What the fans do should not you should not consider the artist. Basically, you don't put them in the same box or basket. The fandom can be negative or the fandom can be toxic, but even then, it doesn't represent the entire fandom or the artist, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just that small group within a big group, and every group has a small group that's bad, and their obsession becomes bad, and they spread, sure, but they appear here and there, but they don't represent everyone. In fact, no one's action represent everyone.
Well, and just to be clear too, the times that we've had very negative reactions to something that we've said or something that we've reacted to or whatever, like we're still, at least the one that is fresher in my mind than any of the others. I know I'm still a fan of that group. I still support them. And I'm pretty sure we, as a collectively group of good-looking guys, we also still support that group. So it's like we can see past the bullshit. We can see and still enjoy the music that the group is putting out.
Yeah.
But it is off-putting when we
Remy,
get crap.
Yeah, so Remy said fans do represent the bands they like. That's true, but like I said, what I mean is that the fans are not responsible for the artists. The fans are not responsible. For example, if the fans are being dicks, that doesn't mean the artists are dicks. That's what I'm trying to say. So they don't represent the artists. They do give it the impression towards other people who try to join the fandom that the artists might not be cool to stand if their fandom are this crazy. So they do so you're right, Remy, they do represent the bands. They just don't control the bands. So that's what I'm saying, from that perspective. So can we talk about bodyguards for a minute? Because I feel like idols sometimes don't have enough protection, but even when they do have enough protection, the obsession can cause harm to the idol.
Just for the record, did anyone comment on the fact that Mendez said that King Mean is a man of culture? I don't think that's ever been said before.
I don't know. I don't actually know what that means, to be honest. But thank you, Mendez. I appreciate it.
That's your new AKA.
That's a huge compliment, especially for you.
Yeah,
I'll
AKA,
take it. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
AKA man of culture.
And
AKA culture.
Can I disclaim myself? I say a lot of stupid shit, and sometimes when I see girls, I don't know what age they are, and I know it's stupid for me to say what I say, but I already said it. There's nothing I can do to take it back, so you just gotta have to deal with it.
Well,
who doesn't say stupid
maybe
shit?
the first time in history, I'm going to come to King Mean's defense.
Oh, shit.
Because usually I'm like, yeah, he's stupid, ignore him, fuck that guy. But
I'll take that too.
Three, yeah, I got you. There was a specific video we watched, and just out of nowhere, there was a group of.
I thought they were just background dancer. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's honest. That's honest.
There was no introduction, no anything. Right?
King Mean got that super big beady. That's what it means.
Also, the first time that's ever been said to King Mean is like,
oh wow.
But like, and King Mean commented, "Wow, hot ladies!" Like, we were watching a group that doesn't generally have those because it was a guy group. And King Mean commented, and then he got slaughtered for it.
That's fine. I'm used to it. I've been called worse.
And how dare you, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, but again, remember, these are our first genuine reactions. We don't do research before. We don't do. These are honest, genuine reactions.
And
so
you also have to consider that King Mean talks before he thinks.
Yeah,
I don't
talk before he thinks.
my process doesn't work from
most people.
It doesn't work from here to here. It works from here and then later on here. Yeah. So it's the opposite.
It bounced back.
Just like the whole he's Beastmaster for a reason.
Beastmaster, right?
Because it comes out from here. And
I don't know why I yelled that. I meant to say something.
Go back and replay that video. Go back and
play that video. You can see the clock ticking up here.
You can see the clock ticking. He said it, and then you can see the clock ticking.
After he said it, and then the clock starts ticking, and then he starts correcting himself.
And then he's like, "Oh shit! All right." Like that. The clock was ticking up here, but the words came out before, so what does it matter? So again, thank you, Angel, for joining us, for listening, and for agreeing, because you guys are speaking facts. You stand, Angel says, I stand 27 group, but because of the toxicity on Twitter, most of the fandom I don't interact with other fans, especially when I see them posting negative, hating about other groups. Yeah, so that goes back to what let's see, that goes back to what Remy said earlier at 8:28. Remy said if fans look at that, maybe they would behave more fitting. Because, earlier, Remy said fans do represent the bands. And if they look at that, maybe they would behave more fitting. Yeah, right. So let me tell you a funny story. I took part in a fandom, and I tried to teach that fandom from within that maybe we should be open-minded, maybe we should be more acceptance, maybe we should listen to others, or maybe we should just go after, other fandom in general. Maybe we shouldn't go to war with other fandom. You know what they said? I have one that agree with me, and then 2 agree with me, and then 3 agree with me, and then 50 came in, and then they all went crazy. They go war with a fandom the next minute. So what I'm saying is that you cannot control any fandom. You can't. You just can't. Fandom can't have a boss or a leader, because you all know how this mentality works. They will swallow each other if they don't agree with each other, and then they'll all go separate way. And next thing you know, they'll just forget about the whole drama. These things just come back and forth, back and forth. It's a cycle that never ends.
Right.
So you can't really structure a fandom. Like, rule number 1, to be this group fandom, you cannot do this. Rule number 2, like anyone is going to follow any rules.
Right.
No one want to assign themselves to a rule. Of course, without rule, there's chaos, but with rule, there's still chaos because no one would agree with those rules anyway.
Yeah, that is
Which
a
sucks.
fandom with no, leader.
Yes, and then when you do, you can't have a leader. That's the thing. If you have a
That's the
leader, it's a
thing, yeah.
cult.
It's a
And
cult.
if you have a leader, it's a cult. But if you don't have a leader, it's chaos, and that's why we get chaos. You either have chaos or cult. They're equally bad.
So it'd be like us, man. We support the artists for who they are. We don't call ourselves fandoms,
And
or we don't put ourselves in fandoms.
There's a couple that like we are semi-dedicated to.
Oh yeah,
But
Yeah.
dude, I think the
for
cool
the
part
most
about
part, we're pretty neutral in all that. If we hear a song and we like it, we want to support the artist, and for the most
Okay,
part, we
go to
all
what
do.
Kelsey said in 832 real quick, since Kelsey's been asking this question for quite some time, and let me answer this question. So 832, let me ask this to Asia Core. Do you feel like obsession can cause harm to the idol's protection, especially in public? Example, their managers or bodyguard. Yes, let me give you an example. I saw a girl, an idol, on stage. She got tackled by a fan who jumped on stage and tackled her, legitly tackled her, spear her, in fact. He spear, wrestling move? If you
Yeah,
know wrestling, you know what that is. Yeah, so legitly spear her. By the way, that dude, it was a dude, it was a big dude who speared her, and she's super petite and small. Now, and she's an idol, obviously, but she, forgave the guy. She didn't didn't take him to court or anything. So she's, good heart, as King Me would say, good heart.
good heart,
Good heart, good heart.
good heart.
Good heart.
But the dude that speared her is an example of violence and obsession, and it leads to craziness that can bring harm. And what Kelsey was saying earlier, should they have more bodyguards and all that stuff? I don't think that we can make a call on that, because you can't vote on these things. These are a company policy. If the company can't employ enough backup or bodyguards for this specific artist, that's the company. So the company is in control of all that backup. The organization. So, these things are not something you can go online and vote and be like, we need more security for this artist or that artist. It doesn't, it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So, but you can be positive influence. Yes, Remy, you can be a positive influence, and I try to be a positive influence, and it did work to a certain extent. But within a fandom, there's always new fandom or new people who come into that fandom, and then they bring in their own vibe. And if their vibe is negative, then it's negative. Like, it balances each other, but it doesn't erase each other. So there will always be negative, regardless if you're positive or not. So you can't really control the chaos in a fandom.
Right. And Charlie,
Charlie
thank
said-
you.
Charlie said, yeah, I admire you guys. And
832.
832.
Thank you
I admire
for
you
that
guys for
comment.
putting yourself
That's
out there and not letting the
appreciated.
negative comment get to you. I don't have the confidence to do that. Yeah, we just say what we say, not to be brave or not to just give them the stand up to the man or whatever as the saying goes.
Right.
We just want to say what we want to say because that's how Asia Core roll. We say what we want to say, and in fact,
Right.
that's how everyone else should roll as well if they want to, right?
Can I
Say what you wanna
interject
say.
one thing though, real quick?
Absolutely.
So I think the cool part about Asia Core is we have the platform to be open. So not only we're open about stuff, but you guys could also be open about stuff, and we'll totally support you and we'll totally back you up. The difference between our channel and every other channel is doing this for the money, like it or not.
We're
that's
doing
fact.
it for you guys.
We're not getting paid for anything, not reaction. The only time we get paid is when you guys donate or when you buy our merchandise. But other than that, we don't get paid. Like, you see all these thousands and thousands of views, we don't get paid because that money goes to the artist because it's their music.
Yeah, the ads on our reaction video go to the artist.
Yes, it's
Go
not to
directly
us.
to the artist.
So I just want to get that straight because a lot of people like are saying, "Oh, you guys are not professional about your reaction. You know, you should focus more on the music and stop talking blah blah blah." Well, first of all, we like to enjoy ourselves while we're
Second
reacting.
of all, that's a reaction.
That's a reaction.
That's our
Exactly,
reaction.
yeah.
That's just who we are as a collective group. We enjoy the music we watch, and sometimes we get too hype, and that happens. And you know,
I mean,
what does it mean to be a professional reactor? We don't
If
get
we
paid for it.
if we
There's
control
no such thing
ourselves.
as a professional reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
not
we try-
to mention, no matter what we do, all those views, all that money that goes to those ads, that goes straight to the company.
We
Doesn't go
support,
there.
we support artists, and we don't get paid for shit.
If we try to control ourselves and like behave or whatever, that's not a reaction. That's
No, that's fake.
that's not a legit reaction. That's
That's
fake.
fake.
Yeah, that's fake.
Right.
So a question to the
It's
chat.
not scripted. Surprisingly, what we do is not scripted, if you guys can believe that.
And I
Yeah.
promise you guys one thing. I can promise you guys one thing.
Also, not only we're not scripted, we're also not drunk as well. But
Questionable. Okay, I can promise you one
Most
thing.
of us.
I can promise you one thing. This is a promise. If we were to be scripted, I promise you we would suck.
Yeah.
No one would follow the script. The script would be garbage, and everyone would go out of line, out of script. And next thing you know, nothing will work out.
I tried a script for an unboxing. It's garbage. Don't do that.
It's
shit.
garbage. I know. Don't do that. You read teleprompt, it doesn't work that way. Oh, this artist is so
It-
awesome.
it makes you
oh, shit, the
struggle.
teleprompt froze. The teleprompt froze. I can't see what's going on. Wait.
Like,
am
for
I
me,
supposed to
I
praise this
can't-
artist?
I can't remember shit. If I need to look at the teleprompter, you'll notice that I'm looking at it.
Okay, so this is a question to the chat, from us to the chat, from me to the chat. So chat, do you guys ever see other people pause video during reaction, like pause every 5 seconds?
you know why they do that, right?
You know why, right?
The reason why they pause the video and then talk about it is so that they can get the ads money to them. Instead of going to the artist, they get all the money.
Because because you know sometimes when you pause the video, when you pause the video doesn't continue. The detection system doesn't continue. So you keep going and you pause it. We're not telling people how to take advantage of the system. What we're saying is this is how people use the system. It's a fact. So, you know, they found their loophole, which is fine. It's understandable. They want to make money and all that stuff, which is their content. You're going to spend time filming something. You might as well get something out of it. I get that. But we're just pointing that out compared to what we do here. What we do here is the complete opposite. We don't pause because that's stupid. We try to focus on the video, so we watch and listen, and that's it. Regardless if we get paid or not. And no, we don't get paid from the music video because you can't. You just can't. That's all there is to it. So we don't get paid at all. Now imagine this. Everybody here is busy, so we only show up on the weekends to record every now and then, right?
Yeah.
And on the weekend, we would film like 4 or 5 hours, sometimes 3 hours or so. We would sit there and film the whole thing, and then we would spread it out and then upload it throughout the week to give content. Now, people obviously doesn't understand that process. They assume that we just, every time we snap our finger, we get to record. It's like it doesn't come instantly. We have to plan these out ahead of time. Not everyone is free all the time. So you can't just say that this artist song came out yesterday. Why haven't you reacted to it? It doesn't work that way. We can't just jump online and react to it. We don't have that free time unless someone pay us to, so we don't have to have a job anymore. Imagine we all quit and make a living out of this. Wouldn't that be great? We react in the toilet.
I would love
King Min
that.
would go to the toilet and he would still react because that
I
dough
would
keeps
react.
coming in.
I would react on the toilet. You guys will hear my noise. It'd be good times.
No one wants to hear that.
Hell, like we can get sponsorships from the companies themselves.
Yeah,
And
we
we
can.
can do unboxing
yeah.
and support the artist that way.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
But see, the thing about us is, as douchebaggery as we are, and yes, that's a King Means word, douchebaggery. We actually care about the music industry, and that's why we do what we do. We support. What is it? We all our promo is always support the artist, and we mean that.
Like,
That's
I'll give
what
an
we
example.
do.
I'll give an example. Here's an example, perfect example. the rock group, the rock group with the female singer that Cypher recommended me earlier this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
that the Korean rock band. So what was their name? Can anyone recall? I can't think off the top of my head right now. Maybe.
See ya, Oa.
I tried.
Was it Mesgram?
Yeah, them, Mesgram.
Yeah.
You guys remember Mesgram, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now look at it from this perspective. Who reacted to them other than us? And even if
Oh,
they-
wait. Never mind. Sorry. Continue.
Even, here, I'll give an example. So Mesgram, an unknown indie rock group, K-Rock, right? We sit for an hour. We react to a bunch of big name artists. If we're doing all that to get views and hits, right? Why would we include Mesgram in there?
Right.
If we're just doing it to get views
Why
and
would
hits,
we-
why
why
would
would
we
we
include a
include
group
that
that nobody
never-
care about? That from comparing to all the other big groups, why would we include a group that not many people heard of?
It's to
You know why?
promote them.
It's to promote them. Now imagine this: if Mesgram become big one day, they don't owe us anything.
Nothing.
They don't owe us nothing. We don't take credit for anything, and we're not taking credit right now either. I'm using it as an example. So the point here is that, and Mesgram is just one group out of the many. Sure, in the beginning of this video, I said we shouldn't name any group, but Mesgram is an example of that. Because if you don't give specifics, people would say you're making shit up, right? So sometimes the specific needs to come out in order to get your information out clearly. Yes. Hey, no. Some of them really like music start. Oh wow, this is 100 and then bye guys.
Yeah.
Hold on, card. Yeah. Also, it's the same with a lot of other groups as well. It's like you saw our channel and you've been following us. You see that we react to groups that not many people react to or heard of. We're doing it to promote the artists. And this is not made up, by the way. We didn't just bring this up in this podcast. Go back in 2012. King Min has always been saying support the artists.
I've been saying.
2012.
I also say this is. I won't go there.
Yeah. So,
What?
All right.
That's
Sounded
why
like
I
you were
love
gonna
all
make a
channel.
very
Other
solid
freaking
point,
make
then
this
you're like,
five
no,
people
just
because
kidding.
they're big, just to get view. Yeah, see, that's the thing though. Getting view is cool. It brings attention. It brings subscribers and all that. It's fine. And then you're exposed. You grow as a channel, right? So you grow and then you reach out. Your reach is bigger. Once your reach is bigger, you become an influencer. So you are big at influencing things. Heck, you can even become a star. Walk on the, a backstage VIP pass and interview the artist and something. Start off as a YouTuber and then you became big and stuff. That I get all of that. But what we're saying here is that we don't care about all of that. The point is to promote the artist as long as we are able to. And that's the end of the day. You promote the artist you love, and then you promote the artist you don't even love because you promote it anyway because that's what you want to do.
Here's the advantage. The real cool part about why this channel still exists. It all starts 5 friends chilling every Saturday or Sunday, enjoying brand new K-pop that they missed out throughout the whole week because they're busy with their lives. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. One, I get to hang out with people I care about sometimes. Two, Two, we get to enjoy the music together and to promote the artists. And 3, we get to share it with you guys and then hear the feedback coming back from you guys, negative or positive. It doesn't matter. The fact that the community is there to support us, just watching 5 guys chilling and watching music video, and I don't know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think that's
exactly.
cool.
Well, and this is what's awesome about it too. Is like a little over a year ago, we put up a video saying, "Yeah, we have 1,000
Or Carter
subscribers,"
Jr.
and we were like,
Oh shit.
I didn't
Misty.
say it.
Oh,
"Oh, Misty, thank you."
Thank you, Misty.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
And I know it really
Oh,
sucks
thank you for
to
being
Never
ask
mind, my
people for
story
money
is
like
over.
that.
Not
That's
like I need
awesome.
to say anything else. It's cool.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
go ahead.
Thank you, Misty. Thank
I'll
you.
remember what I was
Thank
going
you.
to say. Go ahead.
That means a lot, Misty. That means a lot.
It
And
does.
you know it
It
means
does.
a lot.
Did we read what she posted? I'm sorry.
You
I-
guys
yeah.
can read
Yeah.
what you
Yeah, I support,
support-
you guys. Thank you
yeah.
for being real with us and giving us your honest opinion on things and doing these live chats with us. Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us and always supporting us as well. So it's always nice to have you around. It's always nice to have everybody around so that
Yeah.
these conversation can keep going on. 'Cause,
We
sometimes-
do want to eventually make this channel more successful for us in terms of
And also, we'll
with the
be
way
honest,
things are going right now. It's tough to do what we're doing because
And
Yeah.
we'll be honest. We'll be honest. We would like to make a living off this channel.
that
That's
would
honest.
be nice. But
That would be
we're
nice,
not
and-
expecting to.
Yeah, but we would like to make a living out of this channel, and there are ways to make a living. And sure, someone can say, how can you make a living out of just reaction or just doing stuff? That's not no good. You have to bring out your own talent and expression. That's not to say that we won't. In time,
Yeah.
eventually we'll evolve and grow, and this channel will be something whatever we want it to be. But for now, we're just starting and promoting the artists while actually, like for example, Monkey. You would not know most of these artists if we didn't do ITK in the core. And the whole point of it is so that you and me can get to know these artists along the way. It's like a journey. You get to know these artists. Sure, you may not remember all their face or names, but the whole point is to know their music, right?
Right.
Because the whole point of it, you don't look at things for just with the fine detail. You're just focusing on what's being presented, and then you take that in and just absorb it.
Yeah,
So-
think
so-
about this. Think about this. Imagine this
Oh,
channel
virtual
becomes.
hug.
Imagine this channel becomes a career for us, right? Imagine the amount of support that we can give towards the artists,
Exactly.
every single
Well,
one.
And we can
Well,
also
okay.
put out.
And also the support to give towards back our fans that follow us.
And just to add to that is right now we don't have the free time to do that because we're busy with work. So we only have one day to film. Imagine if we have all 7 days to do what we're doing every freaking week, within that one day. That we can come up with some exclusive content that will blow people out of the water because we are creative thinkers. Just we have to think within that one day to come up with something. We can't.
We're so limited just trying to survive life in
Right,
general.
right. Because everybody has their own lives to do, and everybody got to pay bills. So but
Yeah.
Thank you, Martina. We love you too.
yeah, thank you. Shout out.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been reading the chat lately, and then there's been talks about certain big artists that brought them into the K-pop world and the music and stuff, which is fine. That's not to say that we're any better, and then you should go follow
Good
this
night,
and that.
Charlie.
Good night, Charlie.
Good night,
Good night,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Thank you for
Have a good
stopping
one.
by as always.
Thank you. Thank you
And
for
last but
joining
not
us.
least, I'll say, oh wow. That's all. I know you like
So-
it when I say oh wow.
So, if you discover K-pop because of a big name artist, isn't that fine? That's fine. The reason
That's
why is
absolutely
because
fine.
because the
Absolutely
big-
fine.
the bigger the artist, the more reach they get, the more influence they get, the more exposure. And it's not just exposure to them; it's bringing everyone else into the industry, which supports smaller group. So the
Yep.
big group is actually awesome for bringing in the love and exposure inside. So that's a good thing. So and
Trickle
then
down effect.
yeah, for a fandom to jump in on a big group, that's not to say that you're shallow or you're just jumping on a wagon. That's to say that something caught your attention where normally you would have missed it. But the big group is so big that it pull you in. But because of that, it helps the rest of the artists within that industry you just got pulled into. So it's a good thing. It's a great thing. In fact, most of us here got pulled into K-pop by big artists as well from first generation. You can say we came since first generation, but the first generation artists like HOT and SES,
SES.
they're big. Who would say they're not big? They were big at their time, right?
Dreams
So
come
we were
true.
we were pulled in. We were pulled in by big name artists as well, and that's now we're end up supporting big and small artists. But if we had not been pulled in by those big artists, we wouldn't be here either. So big artists does help, and it's always nice to bring more exposure to the market.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Actually, I
of
was a little kid when I actually discovered K-pop, but it was Taeyoung's song in English. I was shook when I really Taeyoung. Are we talking about like wedding dress and stuff? Those songs, those
No, Wedding
those were
Dress-
good times.
Wedding
those were
dress
good
is
times.
bomb.
A little sad,
That
but
video,
good times.
yeah, that video is a little sad though.
Yeah, no.
Never be a friend zone or a third wheel. It stinks.
Thank you.
Oh, Perniski.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you
Super
so much. Thank you.
sticker.
Super sticker.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
What's a
you.
super sticker?
And by the way,
Just a sticker on the live chat.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, we
you're
can't
on
ban him.
Discord. You're on Discord, so I'll ask you the question then. But supposedly you're a cosplayer and you're on YouTube, and so yeah, I would like to watch some of your videos. So we'll talk about later in Discord. Just
So
throwing it out
Remy
there.
said something at 8:48. Can we pop that up real quick? That brings in another point. What the crap with this copyright shit? We are supporting the band by reposting the content and exposure food for the company. Exactly. I can explain that. Actually, we've dealt with this in the
Well,
past
yeah.
and still do.
Well, they
So-
do have the copyright to it.
Yeah.
And they do have the right to get
Right.
money
When
for.
we were a baby channel,
that,
just getting
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Monkey is like all weird and stuff.
Virtual
mean,
hug.
glitch.
You guys were all weird for a second. Now it's
But
good.
we were the weird one.
No, you're glitching.
You all
us.
blacked out, and I was there, and then I
No,
came
you're
back, or
glitching
you all
out,
came
bro.
back.
You're glitching out.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll come back. It's just lag. So Sonny said, yeah, wedding dress. It is a great song. I
So to Remy, I just want to tell Remy talk a little bit about the copyright
sorry.
thing. So I'm with it, and I'm also against it.
Depends-
I'll explain.
depends.
I'll explain. So I'll explain. I'm with the company copyright policy because they own the right to it, so they have their right to protect their intellectual property, right? So they have the right to protect their intellectual property, and whether they want you to react to their stuff or not, whether it's free promotion or not, they don't care. That's not how company work. Company protect their investment, so they don't care if you're promoting it free or not. To them, that's just an excuse. But I'm not saying all company are like this, obviously not. But some company feel this way, right? And so I understand their perspective, but then I also see that now they've been more clever. Let the people do the promoting, let the fan do the promoting, but the copyright money, advertisement money goes straight to the company.
Instead of copyright strike, they put a copyright label on your video, and then they get the money from the ads. But you still can do the video and upload it and share it with your fans or whatever.
Also,
Which is fine.
about free promotion. Some
The
companies don't
problem, the problem I have is when there's a false copyright
Yeah.
claim on our video. That's a problem.
Yeah. False copyright claim is a problem, but that's not a company thing. That's a
Yeah.
YouTube issue.
That's a
That's
YouTube-
just a
YouTube
YouTube problem.
issue.
So again, as I was saying, we start off with the obsession. Now we get inside all these other technical industry insights things. But see, that's the thing though. Some company they don't like free promotion because they never ask for it, and they don't want you, the fan, to promote or spread the love. They feel that that's something they can do on their own. That's their job, and they feel that they can do a better job at promoting the artist. They don't need you to leech off of the fame and popularity of their intellectual property. So I get that from that perspective, but it's still a douche move to just strike people at random if they do decide to strike people at random.
Yeah, it's just striking. It's just crossing the line.
Striking is just not it. You can warn someone, but why strike? The moment
Yeah,
you
I
take
think-
something down.
I think the smarter way is to just allow people to do it, but because the copyright, but claim the video because you own the right to it, but you get all the ads revenue. That's
Yeah.
the smarter way for the company to do.
Yeah. I mean, to Remy's latest point, it makes no sense to silence the fan if there's no malicious intent. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But some company are living off old value, and the old value is they don't want some dude on the street to promote their burger when they push their cart around trying to sell their burger. They don't want some dude running around like burger. Anybody want some? It's like they don't want they're living an old-fashioned mindset. So, but now a lot of company has surpassed that idea. They have embraced the culture of fandom for the most part. Some company is still a little, on the strike, a little strict on that, but overall it's good. Burger, anybody wants some?
I actually want some.
Yeah, now I'm hungry. Thanks a lot, Professor.
Yeah,
So let's
mean-
okay. So Sonny said wedding dress.
yeah.
Let's go down to wedding dress real quick. Let's talk about wedding dress. That's a really
right.
good song.
Very
So
good.
I'm glad- I'm glad-
Sad, but good MV.
I'm glad wedding dress was one of the first songs that got you into K-pop, which is a ridiculously good song. Amazing dancer. And I was with my ex when that song came out, and it was
Oh,
very
man.
emotional. Thank you.
we go.
Thank you for bringing
Thank
that
you.
up.
Thank you.
No.
And
Remy said, "I hear you."
let's go to Dora after that.
Okay,
Let's
so go
play
with-
catch up.
Okay, so I'm still mad mean for paying and bailing on the chance of a lifetime. Yeah.
And so with that being said, there's many chances where I can date with, actually go out and spend time with good-looking people, but I chose not to. So that won't be the first, and that won't be the last.
there you go.
Yeah, but
So-
that one's probably the most epic.
yeah. So
It's-
go to 853 real
Yeah.
quick, the last
Yeah.
comment.
That's probably the most epic. It's going to be hard to top that even for you.
So I hear you. I don't agree with you. Okay, so let me explain this point.
With
again.
it, not you. With
sorry.
it.
I hear you. I don't agree with it. Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying. What I'm just saying is just to present the idea and the perspective of the company. I'm not standing on their side. I'm not agreeing with them, and I actually agree with you that I don't agree with it either. Because you can't just strike people down for free promotion. That's a good thing for the artist and the fandom.
Right.
So you got to play off each other and take
Now,
advantage of the
now
situation.
if the other person is giving download links to their MP3 or whatever,
That's-
that's piracy.
That's
yeah,
totally
piracy.
That's
illegal.
piracy. That's not good.
That's illegal, right?
Because you're stealing away the potential profit that the company may make.
Can we go to Mendez 852, please?
852.
Yes, the A Pink one.
Okay.
Anyone who knows A Pink is my
No,
friend.
no. It's a good song.
I don't even see it.
It's 852 after
852.
Remy.
852.
That's an 8. and then a 5, and then a 2.
Yeah, but who?
Mendez.
Oh. Which
The,
one?
the first 852.
The one right after Remy said that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so that one. So the first K-pop song I heard was A Pink No 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 on the radio. So no 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 no
Don't
no.
ruin the. Don't ruin
I'm
the
sorry.
memory.
I love A Pink more than whatever. So I'm happy that that's the first group that brought you into K-pop. That's a really cool group. That yeah.
Hey, every time A-Pink have a comeback, man, they're
Yeah,
just getting
they're
better and better.
awesome.
God
So,
bless you, A Pink.
Yeah, so it makes no sense to silence the fan of their malicious intent. And the continuation to that, Remy said, take care of the fans, they will take care of the band and keep pouring cash into their pockets. Exactly. Both the artist and the company. But some company, like I said, they're old-fashioned or stupid. They don't like the whole, working with the fans thing. But again, that's just a small percentage now. A lot of company actually like working with the fans now, it seems.
Yeah, well, they allowed us to react, so
Yeah, exactly. So mine was S501 Deja Vu. Via
Deja
YouTube.
Vu. That's also another good one.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, YouTube, if anything, YouTube brought out this whole, love of international music and artists and entertainment. So, in a sense, I guess it did its part in connecting everyone together. So that it's good in that aspect as well. So, yes, I agree with you, Remy. Work with the fans. The fans will do a lot of the promotion and then do all the heavy lifting, and then the artist will get the benefit and the company will get the benefit. Everyone wins. So I think that is what they're going with now. Earlier, I heard that, like a couple years back, I read that K-pop company was supposed to go around and shut down the idea of people reacting to their artists, but I think that fell out. It didn't work out for them. Because reactors, the more reach they have, the more influence they have, the more they can promote the artist, right? And then the whole point of it is to put the artist name out there.
Also, they're getting ads revenues as well. So from every reactor around the world.
Okay, so Kelsey said, what about someone who marries their cardboard cutout? Is that too obsessed? See, things like these I don't really consider. I mean, I don't really consider it into the side of negativity because that's on them. That's their life. That's what they want to do, right? So
That's almost like a mental disorder.
Well, if they're not
Exactly.
harming anybody, then that's okay. But if they're harming
but remember,
others, then
remember, people have different perspective, different background, different growing up, different process of thinking up here, and different right and wrong, which is fine. We're not here to dictate anyone or to judge anyone. The whole point of the message is that obsession can lead to bad things, and if it doesn't lead to bad things towards that's not your business, right?
thank you, Perniski.
It's not your business to go inside other people's house and tell them what they should or should not do.
It's not our business, but it also
Persnickety.
it is also
There you go.
unhealthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
unhealthy for
definitely
sure.
concerning.
Yeah.
But like,
It's,
But it's
it's
not
unhealthy.
harming
anyone else.
It's
I
unhealthy.
can't
but
I
again,
can't
it's
say
like-
anything. My
don't
hobbies
wanna
is
get
a little
paper
weird.
cuts.
Like I said, I don't want to get paper cut. It's unhealthy, but it's not for us to judge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's not up to us. It's up to a doctor probably or their parents, but not us. So yes, the first group that got me into K-pop was okay. It was by accident. I like it. So they're exactly. So when the artist is popular or
There's
whether
nothing to
they're
be
popular
wrong
or
with
not.
that. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
So whether they're popular or not, if whatever artist brought you into the game, the industry, then it's all good. That's you found your way. If it's not hurting someone else, yeah. See, I mean, everybody has their different perspective on things. It's spending a Sunday evening joining this podcast too, K-pop obsessive. It's pretty funny because the topic itself is.
Kidding.
Like I said earlier, I clarify it by saying that obsession doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's just when you're over obsessed or when you're obsessed to the point of using that obsession as negativity to hurt and damage others and to go after others or to use your obsession and turn it into arrogance. You can't not just step all over others or just assume others don't know much about things. You cannot.
Right. If someone's
you cannot
not
say you're
a
more
member
knowledgeable.
of your group's fandom, that automatically makes them a moron. That's
Yes, that's
not
pretty
okay.
much it.
Just for the record, I make a lot of money, so
What? Who, you do?
That was so random.
That's random.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's dragging
Are
too,
you
man.
auditioning?
So Dora says, what's Dora say? Like the fact about Sasang hanging right outside Idol dorms 247. Yeah, that's bad. It's unhealthy. That's criminal, actually. you're stalking. That's bad. And then you're hanging out at their dorm, and then you know the fact that they know where they live. That's invasion of privacy. That's trespassing, and that's also illegal because
Stalking is basically harassment, and harassment is
Harassment, which
basically
is
against the law, which is illegal.
it's against the law, which is illegal. So if
Oh,
it's toxic to
that's
others
an
or
elbow
yourself, it's not
cough. I
healthy.
read that as cow cough. I was confused for a bit there.
Cow cough?
Oh,
the
what Remy
emo-
said.
Emo is cough. So.
I got confused.
Good lord, man.
You can't say the emos on
Okay,
here, but
Sorry, my bad.
So
But still,
persnickety.
elbow
I'm stupid.
does not look like
it's
cow.
like this.
So
Yeah.
I know that's
persnickety.
what it
But
looks
that's-
like.
Yeah.
So persnickety cosplay said if it's toxic to others or yourself, it's not healthy. Yeah, it's not healthy.
No.
So that's
This guy.
it is what it is sometimes, you know. But overall, yeah, that's the message here. That's the whole point of this podcast. We hope everyone have fun. And
Oh,
actually, the dabbing emote, yeah, that's exactly what he
But it
was doing
says
earlier.
elbow cough, so
Yeah, there you go.
who's right?
It kind of looks like the A. Eisen, show him your shirt. It kind of looks like our A. Our A kind of looks like it's dabbing a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
true.
See, our
That's
O
true.
is elbow coughing.
So
We
the
were
best
ahead of
part-
our time.
Yeah, we're better than everybody else.
ahead of
Yeah,
our
because we
time.
did that first.
No, that's the
When are we?
original, right?
We're better
It's like
than
we
nobody.
invented it.
We're always ahead of time.
We're so
always ahead of
stupid.
the time. You
I
know,
love
what's
it.
funny is that
I love it.
what's
That's
funny
the
is that
smartest thing you've said all night, King Me.
what about that one time you agree with him, that one portion?
Yeah,
earlier?
I had just taken a shot. My mind was not clearly.
Oh,
firing
apple juice, apple juice.
Apple juice.
Oh,
It's
apple,
always
sorry.
the damn apple
I
juice.
Well,
shot it out.
Well, okay, this is completely different. Nothing to do with anything. It's just me
Going off the
personally
rails.
want to get your opinion. So I like this girl, and the other day she said, "Send me your picture." I don't know. Is this a picture to send to a lady? Is that appropriate, or
There's-
is this
Take a
ain't
snapshot
it?
right there.
Just use beauty filter.
If this ain't
I know.
it,
Just hide it out of your face.
if you guys say this ain't it, I won't send this picture. to her,
So
but-
monkey. I'll
Yeah.
I'll insert my professor philosophical advice. So my advice is I'm always someone who believe in choice and the person's free choice of themselves. So in this case, you asking other while it's good in balancing the scale of what you should or should not do. At the end of the day, it's still your choice.
Yeah,
so
I know,
at
I
the
know.
end of the day, you
It's
still
just
have to make
it's
the
just
decision.
I'm
even
one of
if-
those.
But even if fans like out of 100 they all voted yes, you still have to go with your choice. So if your choice is no, regardless of the vote poll, it doesn't matter.
I like to see other people's opinion, so that's
Yeah, I
why
know.
I asked.
Yeah, but
Other people's opinion matters.
it does matter. But at the end of the day, it's choice.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, it's my choice, but at least it's a good confidence boost.
Yeah, like I said, it helps the scale of decision.
Okay, take a photo of yourself right now, and then just click send.
Send it to her.
Yeah, like right now,
Oh.
and then
Right
show
now.
and then show us the reply, and then so we can laugh.
No, I should
Rejection.
send a selfie back to you.
What's that?
Then-
Sorry.
No, but seriously,
Send back a selfie of herself.
yeah,
I think that would be
seriously though, that's
positive
just
thing.
gotta do what you do.
You just
I'll
gotta
do-
it.
I'll do
You
what-
gotta
If that's what you want to do, just do.
I mean, worst case scenario.
All right, thanks, guys. I
Nothing
won't do
happened.
it.
Sad for big brain. Hey, someone called me
They
a big
solved my dilemma. I won't do it.
There you go, done.
That's it. That was a dumb
Take off
story.
the
Done.
glasses. That's it. That
That
was a dumb story. So that was random, as
Yeah.
expected.
Well,
You
like,
are
off the rails.
confusing
There we go.
So
I'll be single for life. Thank you very much.
I don't think the
Amen.
picture will dictate that, right, Monkey?
What?
At the end of the day, I don't think the picture will dictate that result. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you send it or not. It doesn't mean you're gonna win or get married or whatever. Even if you don't send it, that doesn't mean you won't get
Give it a chance.
anything. There's no exposure going forward. It doesn't mean there won't be any other development of sort. So regardless, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, life is a movie. You follow the script. You don't know the script. You don't know the script writer. So you're just gonna have to, keep moving along with the script, the pages. Eventually, the script writer can take you whatever direction they want to take you, and then you'll see. And then it's all
No, I'm
good.
pretty much done. I cut all tie. It's over.
Yeah.
Damn.
Whatever
That,
you did.
Just like
Give up on
that.
hope. Give up on hope.
he did.
I give up on hope. I'm done.
So what's funny is that so it's up to you guys in the chat if you want him to do it or not. We should open a poll of this. So it's
We
pretty
should. That
funny.
would be funny.
Oh,
We
you
should
guys
eat-
love gold.
Dude, if we're douchebag, we can even make money off this. Pay us to make King Min send picture to this girl and stuff like that. We can even we put like a price tag to it.
It's a trophy, by the way.
$100 goal. If we hit this goal, King Min will send a picture to her.
And just to
$100
clarify,
goal.
it says selfie.
Yeah, and then $200 goal for nude. He sent nude.
Oh my god! No. Oh,
That's taking it too far. That's like, all right, let's go to third base right after that.
hard.
But that's the thing, though. Welcome to Asia Core, right? Welcome to
Yeah.
Asia Core. We jokes. Welcome to Asia Core.
But you know how this shit happens, you know.
It happens all the time. How
That's
would you guys feel
awesome.
if you were K-pop idol and found
dude.
about obsessed fan? Do it with a puppy filter. Do it with a puppy filter.
Yeah, dude, it's the whole
That's awesome.
Snapchat.
No
filter.
nudes. Yeah.
Without the
Just
glasses.
joking about the nudes, Remy. Do it without the glass. Wait, are you guys saying it's awesome for the money thing? Because that is pretty awesome. 200 for me to pull. So how would you guys feel if you're K-pop idol and found about obsessed fan? I'm kind of confused. So how would you guys feel if you were K-pop idols and found out about obsessed fan?
Oh, found out
How would
about-
you feel if you were a K-pop idol and you found out about obsessed fan? I think the K-pop idol themselves should come to that expectation already. You're becoming a celebrity. You're walking in the field of a stardom.
When
know
you're
these
in
things
when
is
you're in
bound to
that
happen.
position, you're expecting a lot of obsessed fans.
It's to
I
be
mean,
expected, but it's
to be
also
expected.
uncomfortable.
It's
Like,
uncomfortable. I get
for
that.
me,
but it's
if
to
I
be,
was-
if
I'd be
we're talking about if we're talking about expectation, then they should expect this already
Yeah.
for the
I mean,
most part.
Yeah.
So for a K-pop artist to discover that they have obsessed fans, that should be normal. In fact, I think that's something every artist or celebrity should be familiar with. The concept. Do it without the glasses. 200 for me to pull an eyes in.
I don't know
What does that mean
What-
though?
what-
hashtag on the house.
Okay, hashtag on that. But then we wouldn't get the money. Then it was hashtag on the house. Oh, he's talking about the other party. Okay, you guys are talking about the other party. So
It's
I can
fine.
answer this.
Forget about my love story. Let's just go back to the main topic. That was a stupid segment.
I've
I-
had stalker as a performer, and you learn to ignore it. There you go. So
Done.
you walk in that field, and you're familiar with that territory. If I was, I'm gonna mind my business. They know that they have stalkers. Yeah, they know they have stalkers. That's part of the game. I think they are schooled on that from the big company. Yeah, they are. In fact, they are schooled so well by the company to even speak publicly, to have, host public speech. Like say what they can say, what they cannot say, and avoid question that they should avoid, and answer question they have to answer or know that they can answer. These things are pre-planned in their head. Or else the company, would go after the artist. So the artists have to take that lesson into consideration.
You know why we can't become an idol? Because we cannot contain the tea, It's
Yeah.
just gonna keep spilling.
Spilling, tea spill.
Oh,
Tea spill.
T.
We can't become
I
we
thought
can't
you
become
meant
idol
T
because
as in Terminator.
Yeah.
we can't become idol because we would spill things.
We-
I know.
we can't-
I
we can't
hold
get-
my tea, I'm shaking, and then like I spill. Like,
are
oops.
like 3 times as the age of some of the idols that are coming out right now. Probably has more to do with it.
Speak to yourself, buddy. Speak to yourself.
Remember, we're the stray daddies, right?
I don't know what we
I
are.
thought it was Graham.
I thought it was
straight
Stray
Graham.
Graham.
I think I look
Or-
pretty
or
good
was
for
it- or was it-
125.
Or was it Stray Uncles? Which one was it?
I think it was straight. I don't know.
Either.
I think it was
or.
Uncle until Monkey said it was creepy.
And then Stray Daddy.
Yeah,
So
We just
yeah,
all-
that's
creepy, but at least it's not an uncle.
yeah. I think we spilled quite a bit of tea. Actually, it wasn't that much of a tea if you think about it, because we're not actually like speaking anything outside of the truth itself.
Yeah.
It's
we're not
self-explained,
naming names.
self-exposed. We're not like bringing down someone, so we're not like like we're not like.
No, I think we
guess
did it in
depends on
the
perspective.
in an appropriate, like, I guess, professional manner. Like, you didn't bring anyone else down. We didn't like expose people about it.
Yeah.
You know.
But we're
we
not.
talked. We talked about the topic. That's the main thing. That's the main important key.
Yeah.
It's the topic itself.
But that's pretty much it when it comes to obsession. It can go, like I said in the beginning, it can go multiple way. It can go either way. But some specifically, what we know is based on what we experience or what we go through and learn and understand from our comment section, especially. Sure, you can say they're troll and all that stuff, but the message is there. The comment are there. So you pull something out of that, and then you try to highlight certain things. because at the end of the day, yes, if a K-pop artist or Korean artist go to Japan and release Japanese music, then they are J-pop. That's a fact. At the end of the day, we can
That
all
song
agree with
is
that.
J-pop.
If you go to China and you go to
Yeah.
that market,
It's C-pop.
consider C-pop. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, another thing that is funny because when we label K-pop reaction and then of the week, and then we would include a Chinese artist or a Japanese artist or any artist that sing in Chinese or Japanese, people will be like, they're not K-pop. Why you guys put them in K-pop? Those
Same
K-pop
thing.
reaction of the week, the K-pop in the title is for two reasons. One is the title, the video, as because it's a part of our show, right? And two is for search algorithm. When people type in K-pop, they'll find our channel and they'll find the search. So it has nothing to do with every artist that's inside that video. Some artists can be C-pop and we'll include them in a video called K-pop reaction of the week. Of that week. So it's a bundle. The way we do it, we bundle artists together and then we sit and react to them.
But if you watch that video, it is specified like most. I think it's always like we specified like, oh, this group is a C-pop group, and we're gonna react to this, that genre.
K-pop song.
Yeah,
Yeah. So again,
it's specified at least.
yeah, but you can't just like some people would like push that a little bit, would try to flip that angle.
People
try to
always
say that
try to flip
say
or
that
spin
we
something.
don't know what we're doing and how to rearrange things. And we do. What's funny is that some people is like, you guys don't even know that this is C-pop, this is Mandarin pop or C-pop, whatever. What's funny when someone said that, because to me, I listen to C-pop way before K-pop and J-pop. I listen to C-pop all my life, so I know about C-pop. So to hear someone say that we don't know anything about C-pop, that it's just funny to me, because considering how I've been listening to C-pop way before the internet. So it's
It's
funny.
a funny thing. They just automatically assume it's like, oh, you're playing this to this category. You know nothing. It's like,
Okay, Chloe, thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Yeah,
And
good night,
it was
Chloe.
fun
Thank
having
you.
you here.
yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Later.
So Kelsey said, Cypher, I mean, you guys could be an indie band or self-produced band. Then you
Yeah.
wouldn't get in trouble for spilling tea. Actually, no. If we were a band, we would get more hate. Think about it. You're a celebrity.
Have you seen our MVs? Come on.
Look, if we were to become a band, people can find so many reasons to hate us even more. The way we sing and the way we rap, or the way we play music, or the way we dance, or the way we shot our MV, and the way how we come off inappropriately, and the way how our celebrity status has made us conceited. And so there's many reasons.
Yeah,
people can just-
and Twitter,
Wow.
Twitter cancel culture will cancel us.
Good thing
Not the point.
none of us are really on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, actually,
I mean, I'm on Twitter just to look at stuff. That's
I
it.
would go to Twitter for the news, the information, the headlines. You take the headline, you strip it down to the core information, and then you try to process it and see what you can, what you can report based on that.
There's a lot
We're
of
good,
interesting
Star.
stuff. on Twitter.
We're good. How are you?
How's it going so far? We're good, and it breaks my heart. The band is up. That's cute. The wavy avatar or profile picture. Back in our days,
Yeah.
they used to call everything avatar, but not everything is avatar now.
That's really
apparently.
cute.
There's something called profile pictures. Exactly. It's kind of
Crappy
back in the
remake
days.
from Gully.
Busy but been lurking. All right,
Wait,
it's all
what?
good. I'm reading ahead. I'm reading the future.
Yeah,
God dang.
you're going too far. Okay, if you guys were a band, would you all have vocalists, only a rapper or vocalist? It's just a mix of everything. Because, we like freestyle. We like
I'm
things
gonna be the
free.
toilet cleaner. I'm not even
There
gonna
you
be
go.
part of the band.
That's his specialty.
He's the
It's-
guy who carry all our luggage, and
Luggage
bags
for free
and-
too. And I don't get paid. I don't do anything. I clean toilet for fun
Yeah.
with my face.
So,
That's nasty. But all
So
right.
he's the
It
mob
is
itself.
what it
You,
is.
man. You do you.
It
I'm
is
not
what
gonna
it
judge.
is.
he's
mean,
the mob
I-
itself. So, the AKA would support
The
you.
water boy.
The roaster. Mina's the water boy.
I'll be the water boy.
Self-proclaimed water boy.
Yeah, this is from King
AKAs
Min.
would support you. Yeah, so,
Thanks for the water.
anybody
That's
else
unfortunate
wanna...
that King Bean is our roadie.
Yeah. So
know
anybody
what
else
a
want to
roadie
add
is.
in anything?
What?
Anybody else want to add anything? Anybody else got anything else to say?
Go ahead,
anybody in,
monkey.
anybody in chat got any question before we exit? I mean, like, you guys can ask us things. That's not, of course, MV request, because like we said, we don't want to deal with that right now since we're all busy.
I mean, we're under 2 hours. We can stretch it to exactly 2
That's
hours.
true.
Just-
So someone say try reaction. Again, no reaction request. And as for reaction itself, we film a few things today, quite a lot actually. But we'll put it up one at a time. You guys will see if you guys keep following the channel. And
a handful of
you know,
videos.
And hit that notification button. to
There's
get
that old
notified.
saying.
Hey, that like King Bean, the notification bell.
I don't know.
He give up, Monkey. He give up. I
I
think
give up
depression
on
kicks
life
in.
already.
Monkey,
I'm
I think
done.
depression kicks in, man. I think
Depression kicks in.
It sucks.
Oh man.
It
It
happens.
sucks. I don't know why though. We're all here talking about like
Send hearts to
topics and
King Mir.
stuff.
He's drained.
Well,
man.
I also need a pee, so I'm just trying to keep my bladder contained.
What the hell? It's not like you never left the camera before. So what's stopping you?
I'll
Do you
pee on
think
my
that
bed
they-
or something.
Do you
Dude,
think?
it takes 2 to 3 minutes, man. Just go.
Do you
It's alright.
think?
It's
Do you think
okay.
Dreamcatcher can get big? Okay, question. Serious question then. Do you
Serious
think
question.
Dreamcatcher can get big? We are a fan of Dreamcatcher, so we can answer this
Big
question.
fan of Dreamcatcher.
So do you think that Dreamcatcher can get big? It also depends on your perspective of big, because right now
I see him.
they're big. They're okay. They're big right now from our perspective, but they can be bigger. Obviously, from a lot of people's perspective, they're not big enough, which is also understandable. But you know, it does. It's hard to say can they really get big or not, because sometimes success can happen overnight. Like you would release a music, and out of nowhere, everyone would spread that music, and then you become super popular overnight. So you can't just say that work hard, and keep going up. Like you don't usually work hard and go up. You get lucky if you work hard and you go up. But consistent release of music video, that's a start.
And also,
You know,
like big or
keep doing out
success,
things.
big or success is different for everyone. Like some is higher than others.
So
No,
the
but-
question is, do you think that they can get big? They can get big if they keep, doing what they do, or just stay true to themselves. Or they can change style and completely don't do rock anymore, and then they might get ginormously big. Who knows? We don't know how, the path goes. They can choose multiple paths. So it's just a matter of what they choose for themselves and the company.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
it's
they
really
see
up to
themselves
them.
as big already. Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they did start off as a pop group that didn't work out, so it didn't seem like it worked out. So they went with the rock image, which at start didn't seem to work out either, but it's working out now. A lot of attention is gathered as they release more MVs.
And we have been fans from day one.
Yes, Kimin probably thinking about that girl. Yeah.
He's also probably thinking about going to the bathroom.
toilet.
Trying not to
So-
wet
so-
himself. He's trying to
so-
remember if he put on his Depends this morning or not.
So Remy said, they are big. Yes, they are big. Like I said, it depends on perspective as well. Some people don't consider them big enough, and some people consider
Well,
them big.
they're probably the biggest group without a trophy, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's just say this: each of their release sales is getting better every time, and it tops the one before. So they are going up. They're growing as a group. Do you think Card will win this year, and do you think Card will release more music this year? We don't know. That's not something we will know unless they announce it. But from our perspective, do we think they will get big this year? We don't know. We'll see. Don't know.
They should.
So-
Card is
There's
awesome.
been a amount of everyone that knows Kpop. Pentagon has no.
But
trophy.
awesome
Yeah.
doesn't always equal success.
Yes, Pentagon has no trophy. I hear Pentagon's having a comeback, Monkey. Remember earlier? I remember you said, "Hey, Pentagon should have a comeback." Well, they are. I think they're having a comeback. I
They
think
did it
announced
just
some-
for me. I appreciate
I think they
that.
announced
Thank
something.
you.
The universe heard you. I feel that they have bad luck when they release a song because a big group also come back and don't get the win. That's true. Every time
Yeah,
they come
that
back,
is a problem.
every time they come back, they always end up competing against a bigger group or a group that's get more exposure and promotion. So they're always competing with in an unfair battle for the most part. But it is what it is. You can't really see these things ahead of time. But that's pretty much it. I mean, I think I pretty much said what I need to say, unless you guys got anything else to add. Unless you guys want to talk about something else.
I don't know.
bring
I'm
back
just
the
here. I'm
topic.
just here to chill. I'm good now. Looking at all
Okay.
these
Should we put
Nice.
a bow on it?
lovely live chats. Appreciate everyone being here.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you
I
everyone. for
appreciate the
joining us.
donation too.
We wouldn't do these
Yes,
without
thank
you
you.
guys. So these are for you, and we appreciate the donations, the time, the tuning in, and hanging out with us.
And the discussion, because
Yeah.
it's awesome to talk about these things sometime. We're doing everyone know we love the music side of things, so we don't need to make a video about us loving music. Obviously, we bring out sometime about these headline is more towards the negative side, but we want to address it because sometimes you want to bring these things forward, make things clear basically, and like we did. We made it clear regarding the J-pop. I don't think you can dispute it after watching the first half of this video. What's J-pop and what's not J-pop? We established that with evidence and solid proof of the albums and information and all that dates way back.
And go look at their profiles
Mm-hmm.
and what they're classified as.
Thank you, Remy, for joining us. Yes, we had fun
Yes,
as well.
Remedy.
So
Remy,
thank you
Persnickety,
everyone
Kelsey,
for
Sandy,
joining us. Thank you for
Mendez.
chatting with us. I didn't participate much in the discussion, but I still listen and watch. It's fine, Priscilla. That's fine.
Really fast.
Listening is good. I mean, at least
Priscilla,
you got
Misty.
something
You're,
out of it.
you're,
Yeah, be positive,
Yeah.
spread love. Isn't that what we do? I love to see more co-ed groups. Yes, everyone would like
Yeah.
to see more, like uniqueness and more like group coming into the industry. But that's up to the market as well to determine.
We've been getting like 20 to 30 people watching us. You're all like awesome
Which is
for doing
cool. I mean, there's a lot of silent lurker and a lot of people who just want to
that. Perfectly
listen.
fine. People just
Yeah.
listen through.
Yeah,
I do
just
that
listen
too.
through.
I do like myself as well.
Hi, Misty. Thanks for still being here. As you can see, Monkey's background is getting like super dark for some strange, scary reason.
The lights
So
on.
it's kind of creepy.
Oh,
There
jeez.
you go. Now he
Yeah.
just washed out.
Now I'm whitewashed.
I'm here just listening.
For real. Washed up.
Yeah, so pretty much I say what I needed to say, and I think it's a good time to wrap up before we continue on with this because I have nothing else to say. And plus, we also got to upload some videos
Yeah,
Yes.
we got a lot
later
of
tonight.
or a good amount.
We did some work today.
We did some work, as we said. We sit and
Hey.
record. That's what we do.
And we got some
There
lovely
is-
donations for those who donated
thank
to
you.
us. We really
Mhm.
appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes, thank
Your
you for
support is
donating.
awesome.
Thank you for donating your time. We really
Yes, more
appreciate
of
your
it.
attention.
Persnickety cosplay. Yes, more vids. We will be uploading them. You will see in a bit. So yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone. Oh, my birthday's coming up
Happy
soon,
early
July
birthday,
14th.
Kelsey.
Happy birthday.
I'll be 20.
Happy early one in case we
So yeah, July 14th. That's very soon. That's very soon. So thank you for joining us and happy birthday. By then we'll see you again and we'll say happy birthday. Plus you can always meet us in the Discord.
Discord.
In
So
Discord,
good
yeah.
night, everyone, and thank you for listening to our podcast.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Peace.